think it's about time we get to the CHOPPAH. What's going on, good people? We're back into... Oh, Jesus, don't blow up your helicopter, Jesus! Ah, you gonna blow up your helicopter 30 seconds into the stream. What is actually wrong with your dumb ass? You're silly, that's your problem. You need to know Jesus. That's your real problem. You and Jesus need to have a little get-together.
Ghost
Go bite to eat.
This is Nomad. Tell me about Kraken. I'm ready to go fishing.
Copy. Kraken's a former Russian Navy sub-captain, Miroslav Semenovich. He pirated his whole crew for the enemy operation and sneaked them into a row in a submarine. Now, the submarine's set to transport the fully operative gas drones to the U.S. for the terrorist attack. Killing him may at least force Stone to find another way to bring the drones stateside. Sending you his last known position.
Barbecue the squid. Got it. Nomad out.
Nomad out. Hey, Nomad needs a new helicopter, boss. I don't need to watch this silliness. Let's get down to business. Are you playing? Give me a helicopter right now. Hey. Oh, Idris Elba looking ass. Look at you. Sexy, ain't you? All right. Oh, here we go. Yes, I'd like a helicopter, please. And I'm salty. I am salty that this helicopter doesn't let me shoot anything. It said it had guns on it, but I guess it's one of the helicopters where your team has to man the guns and not you because, I don't know, people are out of control. Let's see what to do with the crafting here in the game. Let's turn the volume. Hey, Ryan's in the house. What's up, homeboy? You can use collected resources to craft support items, offensive equipment, or rations. Each recipe requires items from specific categories of resources. I think this is something they added to the game, too. By the way, I think they overhauled the graphics a little bit. I don't know for a fact because it's been a while since I played this. And maybe it's because I'm playing it on, the, like I said, the Xbox One S versus when I started this game, I was on PlayStation 4. And then I eventually just moved everything over to my Xbox because once I got an Xbox One, which was, believe it or not that long ago, I got it way late in the console life, but then I remembered how much I enjoyed Xbox 360 more than PlayStation 3, so I just switched everything over. Anyway, we should be making... Ooh, mines are a good thing to have. Hell yeah. Let's make some. What are my explosive materials? There you go. Let's get it. 2, 3, 4. So it's interesting. You have to craft these resources now instead of just simply getting a resupply when you get to a place that lets you do. So in Wildlands, you had these equipment lockers basically everywhere in the world that you could just access, reload, do your thing. I will tell you, I liked that better than this having to craft it thing, but we'll live. And we got ourselves a new helicopter. So let's get into business. First of all, we're going to go help our boy that we tried to help earlier, and then I butchered it. Not going to screw it up this time. So there's the guns. Confirm that the thing has guns. Just salty that it won't let me shoot them. But, you know, at least my team will when the time is right. Now, we're going to check map because I think that's where the colonel wants us to go, but that is not where we're going to go just yet. We're going to go see our buddy that we were supposed to be helping way up here. Which this is like one of the first missions you're supposed to do because it's actually story related. Let's get to it. 7 clicks. Ryan Motley says, I'm inviting all my girlfriends to this chat. Barbecue the squid. This crazy chick is a gamer. Maybe she can advise. Word. Maybe she can advise. That looks like one of the buildings in Just Cause 2. Back when that... Or was it Just Cause 1 that I was doing that in? I need to, at some point, finish Just Cause 2. That's on my bucket list because I start that game every time because it's an arcade game fan's dream. But the world is so damn big. There's so much to do, and dying is so costly in terms of eating up your time that eventually the game just every time I've tried to play it, it just gets overwhelming. Like, I want to love this because I love Just Cause 1. It's one of my favorite games from that. It's one of the unsung heroes of, I think it originally actually came out on PlayStation 2 and then they just upgraded it for Xbox 360, which is where I played it. But yeah, figured we'd get some time in tonight before I go to bed. It's Friday. Get a quick stream in. Get the old watch time up here on YouTube as we're building. I'll tell you what, that Kojima video did quite decently. And if you look at the views, you'd be like, what? You only got 50 views. Yes. Look at the amount of subscribers the channel has, and then look at the metrics. In terms of attention, that's one of the better videos I've made on YouTube. I was surprised by it. I was like, dang, I don't usually get that type of attention. I must have picked up some things. Either people's attention spans got longer or I got better at keeping attention. I'm going to guess the latter, not the former. And the fact that the review's only 3 minutes probably doesn't hurt. That nobody has to sit there. Because I've got to the point, too, where it's like I want to watch reviews when I want to get a game, but then it's like, do I really want to watch Carrick talk for 20 minutes? Because, like, I love ACG. No hate. I love the dude. And like, he reviews things that I just don't give a shit about. So it's like he talks for like 5 minutes just about the graphics. And I appreciate that he's so in-depth. But it's like, for me, graphics and story are the two least things I care about in a video game. I just need to know, how does it play? What's the leveling system? Is there, if there is one? And let me get on my way. You know, and then if it has a dope soundtrack, then all the better, because that's definitely a blessing when you have a game that has an awesome soundtrack. Now I'm contemplating. Hey, my headphones just came back online. There we go. Hello. Good day. I've contemplated, and I really would like to do this, but I got to get y'all's input. I would love to do a Star Ocean playthrough from the rooter to the tutor, man. Starting with, I think in chronological order, Star Ocean goes Star Ocean The Last Hope. Then it goes Star Ocean 5. No. 5 is in between. I think 5 happens in between 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. So it goes Star Ocean. So it goes Star Ocean 4 is chronologically first. Then Star Ocean. Then Star Ocean 2. I don't know where the Game Boy games exist because I haven't played those yet. I need to collect them, for Christ's sake. Then it goes Star Ocean 2. Then it goes Star Ocean, I think 5. Then Star Ocean... Because Star Ocean 3, Star Ocean Till the End of Time is the last Star Ocean. I don't want to say too much more than that because it is huge spoilers. Let's just say... after the events of Star Ocean Till the End of Time, there can be no more there can be no more Star Ocean, at least not with the characters that you grew up with loving. The ending to 3 pissed a lot of people off. The game pissed me off way more than the story did. I thought the story was actually kind of a cool twist. And it's a huge twist. You talk about plot twist, son. That plot twist punches you in the mouth. And I think for people that get a little bit more sentimental about stories, they were disappointed because it's like, I grew up with all these characters and this is how you gonna sum it up? Word? So I get it. I can empathize with people's frustration. I just don't I don't sympathize with it. It's like, I was fine with it. But I'd love to play through that whole series. I also desperately want to go back to Star Ocean 3 and play it again without a Game Genie, because I had to use a Game Genie to beat it because that game annoyed the shit out of me. But I was also playing that game at a time in my life where, you know, I'm fresh removed from combat. I'm now running a business for a billionaire, and my life is chaos. So playing that game when I did just was not, and I wasn't emotionally in a good place. Nowadays, I think I can get, you know, I have a little bit more patience these days. It's funny because I'm wildly more patient and also grossly less patient in a lot of ways.
Well, I work for Skeltech. Mads is a friend.
Ooh, somebody asked, Kami Vance says, yet you say you don't like story. I will explain, because that's not exactly a true statement. I'll explain what I mean by that. I actually love stories.
And I can come back here with help.
Well, certainly sounds better than taking a boat all the way to Auckland.
What happened to your chopper?
I'm still working that out.
You leave it someplace?
And welcome, Kami. It's good to see you here. Thank you for being here. You are a new face to me. It's nice to meet you. I'm Brian. I'm sure I'll say something super offensive before this is over, so brace yourself.
Hill.
But it won't be intentional. It's all love.
Is he here?
No, he helped us get around some of Sentinel's men, but he was injured. Well, not badly. We left him at this fishing building.
Ah, hello, Kami. Ryan dragged you
I
here.
actually think I know what you're talking about. I'll pick him up after I get back.
Ooh, overexposure. What's going on with that? The irony of me talking about the boat and then all of a sudden the drones show up and blow up the boat. Ooh, those graphics look terrible. Who drew that? Fired. It's funny that shortcuts games have to take, not shortcuts, but like corners games have to cut to make them work. All right, listen up, gang.
Everyone take cover.
Yeah. Here's what I want.
Be advised.
Up there. Get loose. All right, let's clear these hoes hot.
We're in position and ready.
Open fire.
I blew that too early. One down. Light them up, y'all. Trigger discipline, baby. Oh, one of mine's down. Is that it? That was way easier than I remember that being before. Or is that just the first wave? I think there might be a second wave coming.
What the hell was that?
Ryan dragged me here. Blame him. No, you're in good company.
My God,
We all seek respite from Ryan here.
those people. It must be a new security program. Holy flying cow.
Oh, some of the writing in this game is actually pretty good.
My guess is nothing
Holy
can come
flying
to
cow.
or leave this island as long as it's on.
Oh, the latency audio should be fixed now too. Somebody let me know in the comments. Is there latency between what you're hearing and the lip syncing or the guns firing? And I think I fixed it. I caught the mistake.
You have to get these people, and you have to get out of here.
What?
No one is coming to save you, and there's no ambulance on the way. You have to run. You have to get to Air 1.
Okay, yes, yeah. Are you coming with us?
I'm gonna find my friend Hill. That fishing building you left him at was a fallback point. There may be other soldiers.
Let's go find Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major Hill, baby. Showtime. With my man bun, getting it in. I'm growing out a man bun. My mom was excited. She's like, finally, the boy's growing out his hair after all these years. I said, yeah, mama, your boy's finally growing up. Okay, so story. Real simple. I only like stories if they're interesting. What I find with most video games and movies, now this is going to sound a little arrogant, but if you're new around here, I don't mean it to be. It's just reality. Like my wife, I can paint it with a short story. My wife tried to watch the movie, and I stress the word tried, to watch the movie G.I. Joe tonight. I lasted about 4 minutes, and I learned that Marlon Wayans was Ripcord and not Stalker, and I was like, first of all, that's wrong on every level. The coolest fucking G.I. Joe character, and you made him Ripcord? Like, kill yourself. Movie makers, you don't know anything about our childhoods. Stalker. How is he not Stalker? Anyway, so we're watching it. It's terrible. I mean, like, really bad. And I get to one point, I'm just like, I'm out. I can't, like, staying here and watching this is such a monumental waste of human life because of how terrible it is. Let's just go I'm going to go do something else. That's when I came to stream with you. Or that's when I went to eat dinner. And so since we streamed last, I've eaten both lunch and dinner. My problem with stories, especially in movies, it's the reason why I don't like Game of Thrones, because I don't need to watch freaking medieval white privilege, the soap opera. I'm good. I don't need to see brothers and sisters butt fucking each other in bell towers. That shit is not cool to me. I guess that's exciting to 13-year-olds. That shit is whack to me. It's a bad soap opera. And I'm sure the books are amazing or whatever you nerds are going to say. But anyway, the point is, like, I've lived life. I've tasted some life, man. I've had this thing by the horns for a minute. So if you're going to ask me to sit still for 2 hours to listen to you talk All I ask, and I get the irony of the fact that I sit here and ask people to listen to me talk, but you can leave. It's fine. If you're gonna make me sit somewhere for 2 hours to listen to people talk, just make it interesting. Most movies, and especially most video games, most video game publishing studios cannot write great stories. Period. I will die on that hill and go on the record saying, for me, most video game stories are shit. Because they're less interesting than shit I do in my real life. So it's like, if I'm going to come here, first of all, I'm coming to play the game. Fuck the story. I don't care what these people are talking about. Just let me play the game. But if you're going to make me listen, fine. Just try to be as interesting as Death Stranding or The Last of Us. Right? Be interesting. If I got to listen to you talk, make me want to hear it. Most writers, and I really don't want to shit on the writers in this industry because I don't think it's their fault. I think the way video games are made, it's nearly impossible to make a coherent story, let alone a good one. So my beef is with the publishers, not the writers and the designers. Because publishers have to shit these games out so fast to make profit. That's all. Like, if you're going to make me listen to a story, like I was watching G.I. Joe, and I'm out. This is dumb. The writing's terrible, which it's G.I. Joe. I wasn't expecting Martin Scorsese, for Christ's sake. But I was expecting it. I like literally was watching the movie, saying the lines before they happened, and I've never seen the movie before. That is how shit that movie is written, that I'm predicting the next line before it's said. That's all. So people kind of have this impression that I hate stories. No, I just hate shitty ones, and 99% of stories are shitty ones. I'm like the C.S. Lewis of our generation. He wrote Chronicles of Narnia because he felt like everybody sucked at writing books, not because he was an awesome kids book writer. That dude didn't write books for kids. He was like, but everybody sucks at it, I'll try it. And then he wrote the best kids novel series ever. It's one of the only book series I've ever, because I can't read fiction either. My brain does not process. Like, I also can't listen to stories. I have to watch them. So it's like video games make you listen to people talk nonstop about nonsense. So it's like my brain tunes out and I start doing other shit. And then I forget what they said. They told me to go somewhere. I forgot that. So anyway, long story short, I love a good story. Just most stories ain't good. The end. Let's go see our Sergeant Major here. And let's see, are we going to have to fight our way in or are we getting in this thing clean? Well, that doesn't look like a place we're not going to have to fight. And I'm not sure this is where we're supposed to be either. Is this where I want to be? Even if it's not, we're going to do it anyway. Oh, no, no, no. I wanted to find Josiah Hill. I'm not worried about the Kraken yet. I'm in the wrong place. Where is Josiah Hill? Is this him? That's him. All right, so we're going to have to fly all the way the other way. It's all right. Give us time to chat. Hey, can we get this damn other... Some of the clumsiness of this game gets annoying. Yeah, there it was. There it was. I want this gone. Turn this off. How do I turn beacon off? I think that did it. But I also think it turned off this. There we go. Showtime. I'm the one person that has never seen a Game of Thrones episode. You missed nothing. Don't believe what all your friends tell you. Because everybody hyped it. I was like, alright, so I watched the first season. First of all, the entire first season, the ending is 1,000% predictable. I knew it was coming. They telegraphed it. And then a bunch of my friends were like, how did you know? I'm like, dude, if you've ever studied theater or movie making, even a little bit, they telegraphed that shit. Like, how did you not know? I guess we don't study movies. Neither do I. I wasn't in film school. I just have seen enough movies to know how this shit works. Like, it's not good. I'm like, this, and I get it. Like, here's why Game of Thrones is good to people. Americans are fat, lazy, and fucking bored. And they need things to constantly quell their boredom. And so Game of Thrones is so sensational because there's, you know, incestuous butt fucking in bell towers. Well, that's something we can talk about at the office tomorrow. I don't want to talk to you about incestuous bell tower butt fucking. Then nothing could be less interesting to me than a bell tower incestuous butt fuck. And apparently I'm still talking about it, so it must be kind of interesting. But it's like, it pissed me off that it was even in the show. Like, is this how shittily your shit is written that you have to put sensationalism. It's almost as bad as the news. Like, you have to use sensationalism to get me to watch. The minute your show starts using sensationalism, I'm the fuck out. Because I've seen real death and real killing and what it's actually like. And it is not anything like these dumbass shows try to make it to be. It's just, it's an insult to what some of these people go through in real life to me. It's just like, I'm out. This is silly. This is a fucking soap opera for bored people. No thank you. I'd rather watch 17 hours of Socrates talk than this shit. It'd be way more interesting. Now, having said that, I can objectively say if you're into soap operas and you're into sensationalized drama, Game of Thrones is amazing. If that's what you like. I don't. I hate that shit. So I ain't watching it. Let's see what else we got. Broken says, that's how I felt about Penny Dreadful. I don't know what that is, but I will take your word for it that it sucks. It sounds like it sucks. Ace Combat 7. Great combination of... Hey, I just bought that game. I have that. Maybe I should stream that. Ace Combat 7. Great combination of graphics, gameplay, music, and the story, while good, doesn't drain. Hey! Alright, I'll add that to the list. I need to do some quantitative research to see if it's something that I can stream, and then I'll get back to you. I definitely, it's on my list to play because I love shooter games, and like spaceship shooters and airplane shooters are my scheisse. I like them, so I'm looking forward to playing that. And that's a great endorsement. Thank you for sharing that. Most of the story in Ace Combat happens while you're flying. Yes, please. And that's another thing. Like the greatest game writers of all time, looking at you, Cory Barlog, and looking at you, Hideo Kojima, they tell their story mostly through the environment. They only use talking when they need to. And a lot of the talking that's happening in God of War, Cory Barlog, is happening while you're playing the game, not in cutscenes. It's him having this adventure with his son, and he's fucking terrified that he's got to expose his son, who, well, that's a spoiler. Let me not finish that sentence. He's terrified of what he's got to expose this child to because of who he is. I fucking relate to that. I'm terrified every day of this world my kids are going to walk into because it's a fucking coward-a-thon of hypersensitive people. Now, I'm obviously talking about the extreme personalities. Most people are just average folk trying to get their way in the world, man, and they're fine. But you know, dang. Let's hear about it. Let's get in there with Mr. Josiah Hill. Jordan Beer says, yes, fuck Game of Thrones. I'm with you, bruh.
Red Queen. White Rabbit.
Sergeant Major, talk to me. Yeah, I'm definitely with Jordan on that one.
Holy shit. Nice to see you're still above ground. Anyone else from your chalk? A few. Who were scattered. Man, we sure screwed the pooch on this one.
Like, I tried to play Forza 7 2 days ago, I think it was. And it's like telling me stories. Dog, I'm trying to race a car. What are we doing out here? Anyway. Yes, Jordan is here, man. Believe it.
Josiah. I saw Walker out there, hunting down our soldiers. You saw who? Lieutenant Colonel Walker.
Cole Walker. Here. Fighting our guys? There's no way.
I hope that bastard burns in hell.
I thought he was your friend.
That was yesterday. Today he's the asshole shooting at my soldiers.
Eric Gray's in the house. What up? How we living?
So what's your lay of the land?
Either Walker sank that cargo ship, or someone he was working with did. Look.
Jay Skell sunk that cargo ship.
No
Damn.
story in Gran Turismo Sport.
Everything that
All right,
happened here
noted.
is because of that prick.
I'll locate Jay Skell. I met some Skell Tech employees. I'll see what they know.
I'll try and round up more survivors. We'll link up at RP Delta.
Sounds good.
All right, all right. It's kind of cool to rehash the parts of the game that I've already played. Now, if you're taking notes, because I got some folks, I actually have to make a video maybe tomorrow for a buddy of mine on TikTok that's looking to do this influencer thing full time. He's asking me for some advice, so take note of what I do on YouTube as well, guys. This shit is not on accident that I'm here streaming with a number of the people who I mentor and what I'm streaming. It's like I tell you guys, pay attention to what I'm doing, not what I'm saying. It is not a mistake that I'm here streaming video games. I've been telling you guys for years that this video game shit is a Trojan horse for me to get in front of people who I can develop to build shit that makes this world suck less. So if that means I got to play video games on Friday to get the attention of people who would otherwise not be listening, here I sit. Read the first book of Proverbs. It'll lead you into a lot of the shit I do on the internet. Not to say that I'm arrogant enough to believe that my name is wisdom, but I'm at least trying to play the same role that she was. Alright, let's get our helicopter and get up out of here. Because believe me, I could play this shit by myself. Alright. How do I want to play this? Because I don't want to fight at night. Let's leave at morning. Leave about 2 hours after first light, or about an hour and a half. No real story in F1 2020, and that's real racing. I don't think I can play a real racing game. The only racing games I'm good at are the ones where I get to shoot rockets in the face of the other drivers. It's about the only racing games I can get into. Or I did okay at Forza when it finally let me play and stopped trying to shove this stupid ass. Here are the 3 winners from last year, and let's relive. I don't need to relive that, man. Just give me my car and let me race. Like I said, this video games industry is going to be a race to the bottom long term. It's going to become like the music industry, and the movie industry has already become like this too. We're just going to keep getting inundated with super mediocre shit. Pray that dope shit comes out in the meantime. It's like, how many more Maddens do we need, America? Before you are fat and like, when do we stop being fat and bored? Like, when is your boredom quelled? Do you got enough yet? Sheesh. Alright, gather intel about Jace. Yeah, I think that's the one I actually want to do, because that mission is dope. The facility we need to fight at is cool here. If memory serves me right now. Having said that, I think I still have this selected, so let's get that turned off. That I'm not fighting 2 locations on my map. Suba loved Road Rash. You know, I've still never played that game. It's on my list to collect. Hey, yo, did you guys see the Vectrex video from yesterday? Did you guys see I collected a Vectrex? Do you guys even know what a Vectrex? Who here, raise your hand, knows what a Vectrex is? If you were born after 1980, probably not. Because it was invented in 1982. 2021 was nearly done, so EA's fingers aren't all over that one. 2022, though. Yep. I can believe it. I think we need to breed a new PC master race. No, they're all on Steam, playing the boatloads of mediocre shit that's coming out there. Like, and by the way, I get that most things in life are mediocre. I'm not expecting every game that comes out to be this world-changing event. What I'm saying is make less effing games and work on making the ones you make better. Please. You know, up till Cyberpunk, I would have told you, hey, pay attention to what CD Projekt Red does. And yes, I pronounced it the way they pronounce it. Trying to show love and respect. Pay attention. Like, they made a mistake with Cyberpunk, but they own to it. They're like, yeah, we effed that up. Let's get right. It's like, all right, I'll buy that. Still got respect for them. I wouldn't mind going back to Cyberpunk and getting my full playthrough part, but they gotta fix that joint. But I mean, we did beat it. We did beat the game here, so it's not like we didn't finish it. I just didn't get all my trophies and achievements. Hey, Ryan, can you look up... This is something I keep forgetting to do, and if I get you to do it right quick, it'll help me. Can you go to Amazon and look up Game Boy Advance battery and tell me how much it costs? Or signal me the link to it so I can just purchase it? Preferably one that's supported by Amazon Prime, because I need to get my Game Boy Advance working. Which, by the way, my next review should be Cosmic Star Heroine, if you guys keep up with my reviews. I sent Robert Boyd and Bill a message. They're the owners, and they're the two developers that are Z-Boyd Games, the guys that make the game. They hooked me up years ago on Xbox 360 when my media company used to actually turn out, when I actually used to do this as a business. Now I just kind of do it on the side for fun, and I use this as an opportunity to hang out with a lot of the people I mentor in business. But I talked to them and I was like, listen, you guys keep turning out dope games. You're exactly what the game industry needs, which is more developers making games for players, not for fucking shareholders, right? We need you. How can I help you sell more? Like, I'm just going to become an evangelist for every game they make. Like, hey, everybody, I don't even care if you play video games. Go, it's $2 on Steam right now. Everybody go buy a copy of Cosmic Star Heroine. And if you love Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo, you're welcome. Because that's exactly, that game is Final Fantasy II on Super Nintendo on crack without the filler. Because you can finish everything in 16 hours. Thank you, Jesus. A video game that actually didn't need to last 74 hours. Took me 16 hours to do everything in the game. And now, when I say 16 hours, I'm not a kid, so it's not like I sat down for 2 days. It took me, I think, a month to put that much time in, because I don't get that much time in the game. But definitely worth it. We're going to review that. The Kojima review is going really well. Don't let the numbers fool you. The metrics that you can't see are what matters. And the metrics in those regards are actually pretty good. So we'll get Cosmic Star Heroine out of the way. I certainly will probably review this game once I finish it, because it needs I need to talk about games that I actually like, because I was trying to play not Bloodborne. I was trying to play Dark Souls, which, no. I'm not enough of an obedient servant to play that game. I'm too nonconformist and too, like, athletic, apparently, because you're asking me to play a game where the character is less athletic than me in real life. Is not saying much. I'm not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Hey, there's Ryan. Thank you, sir. Let's pull it up.
The hell of a rig you got there.
Yeah, she's a beaut, ain't she?
This is just a little maintenance work. But yeah, we managed to set up a system of hydropower with parts printed by the 3D lab.
What, you printed the parts?
Pretty wild, huh? You should see the stuff Startup was putting together.
Hell, they could print much larger designs. Complex machinery, working parts, those kind of things.
Really?
This tech was invented to make the world accessible to everyone.
Oh, wow. These batteries are only 11 bucks? Hell yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
Drones. It ain't right.
Again with this? Look, we already know how you feel.
When
I thought for sure these were going to be like 60
program,
bucks.
I left. Joined up
Damn, this one's
$1.
$1.
Hey, if you're interested, why not check
Is this
out
one supported by Prime, though, or is this some
It's
dude in his
called,
basement?
Polymorph modeling. It's down in the southeastern part
You
of
could probably
Smuggle
go on
Cove,
mono price and
west
find them
of
for like
Swamp.
80 cents, too.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, see, the problem with the dollar one, though, is the delivery time sucks, because Amazon Prime. Oh, that wasn't for you to answer, dog. You don't ever have to respond to my questions, man. I'm always thinking out loud, because that's how my brain works. Hey, and didn't I predict it? See, y'all thought I was playing. I kept saying, pay attention to what I'm doing, not what I'm saying. I said you guys were going to start seeing other professionals in the world start playing video games, right? Who just started streaming on Twitch? Did you see him? The famous guy. Did you see him? T-Pain. Streaming on Twitch like I told you guys. People streaming like old people that you're not used to streaming video games are going to start doing it. Why? Because 99% of the world plays damn video games. And it's a great place to bring people when you want to talk with them, because you don't have to just beat them over the head with knowledge and wisdom and shit. You can actually have a good time, get people to have a conversation and hang and build relationships with people. I've been telling people, like, if you have a business, start streaming shit. Now, you don't have to stream video games if that's not your thing, but get into a place where you can hang with your customers. We're not in a world anymore where you can't be connected to the people you sell things to. That is over. And by the way, if Faith Popcorn is right, excuse the name, she's awesome, and I think she is, and human beings are going through a phase called cocooning in business or in life, it's going to get harder and harder and effing harder for businesses to get into people's homes. So you better start building relationships with your customers besides just doing bullshit marketing tactics, which I've been screaming about forever. And that shit's dying. All right, here we go. Am I turning this mission in? I think so. Let's see what he's got to say. Good night, B. Good night, Steven.
Mads, did the folks from the beach make it back?
Yeah, Star Citizen. I was so disappointed with Star Citizen. Paid that money, thinking it was going to be dope, and then...
I knew some of the people on that boat since they were babies. I saw them take their first steps.
I did my best.
Your best. We were supposed to have a ship. Marines. And all we got were bodies washing up on the shore and some grunt twisting in the wind.
Mads.
What up,
this
iFlames?
grunt did save a whole lot of us. Well, my daughter, it's not a small thing.
I know. But it ain't enough. Not with
Kami's on
these
a
odds.
streaming break, right? Am I saying your name right, Kami, or is it Cami? Please correct me if I butcher your name. I like
my
to
friend
show people
Sergeant
the
Major
proper
Hill.
respect around here.
We've got a plan to go after Jay Skell. If we can stop him, take control over the drone.
Hold on. You think Jace is behind this? You're wrong. He's a good guy and my best friend. Sentinel took over the island. Follow me.
I actually like this character
Well, I
in
got
the
more
game.
immediate problems. My people have to prepare for the long haul. You gonna lend a hand?
Joe.
All right. But finding Skell is my priority.
Ooh. Let's see what else he's got to say. Cammy. Okay, cool.
No,
Cammy.
man. How are you?
Missing the comforts of home. Otherwise, not bad.
Don't let those comforts control you. Listen, I've been tied up with some personal business, so I was hoping you would do me a favor.
Sure. What's up?
Rumor has it some old dog tags turned up just west of Howard Port. Fellow who discovered them said he found them on a skeleton out in the woods by a bombed-out old truck. He didn't want to disturb the remains out of respect. Thing is, I think they belong to a Cold War buddy of mine.
Oh, I remember this mission.
Cal was a
This is
good
a good one.
soldier, and an even better friend.
This is a fun mission if I
He
remember
saved
it
my
right.
life half a dozen times. It's sad we lost touch over the years, and well, I'd just really like to know what happened.
Yeah, I get it. We've both buried our share of friends. I'll check it out.
I suggest searching just north of Groves Pond. Shouldn't be too tough to find. It's near Gordon Slough over in the Sinking Country province.
I'm on it.
Raw dog. All right.
How has this occupation
This is
been going on
Nomad.
for so long?
I'm out here pimping
Why isn't the US
my man bun. Don't worry, I only pimp men. Make way more money pimping men. Ladies pay top dollar. All right, there he is. I was like, I know he's in the corner somewhere over here.
You know, we should...
Oh, my alter ego is a tyrannical pimp that pimps men, so he's gonna come out every once in a while during these shows. I let my schizophrenia take a spin when I get to stream. It's fun. Don't worry, I've talked to my doctor. I don't actually have schizophrenia. I did ask, though, 'cause at the height of my crazy, I thought, yeah, that's probably me. And then she laughed in my face, told me I was an idiot, and didn't understand how schizophrenia worked. I was like, I'm just checking. Shit. It's like, yeah, admitting that you're probably crazy means you're probably not. Sit down. I was like, all right, boss. Thank you. Oh, and TikTok got me my money today plus interest. What? They owed me some cake. I said, hold up, TikTok. Can a brother get his money? I was working with a guy. I tell you what, the people at TikTok, hats off to them. They have been nothing but just sweet, kind, and very helpful to me. Those humans, every person I have worked with at TikTok has been nothing but a pleasure, and I want to go on the record having said that. I even thought about shooting a video today just telling them all thank you. The problem is I did that once before, and it did, like, the TikTok algorithm just doesn't like, I guess, me praising TikTok. It's like nobody needs to see this. And I was like, it makes sense, though. I was like, at least hopefully the people that worked there saw it. Like, that's who it was for. I don't care if my audience watches it. You know, if they want to watch it, cool. If they don't, let them get on with their lives.
What have you got? I'm telling you, Jace is not behind
And they gave me
this.
some interest because
Someone
the
on
money was
inside, this,
not there when it was supposed to be. I was like, look at
he
these
sent
cats.
me the video of the guy in charge of Sentinel.
And if you knew what I was about to use that money for, you'd know that next week we might have over 1 million followers if I'm successful.
Seriously? Stone is gonna find any employee who curses?
Is this human trafficking? What's going on here? Oh, shit! Is that Putin?
Captain Coleman.
Oh, no.
That's the two
It's the Merovingian.
soldiers I wanted to see. Mr.
And that dude must have COVID. He got that mask on.
Operation Citadel is an outstanding success. No communication of any kind is leaving or coming into the island. The drone perimeter is active. And while Miss Fury is out there winning hearts and minds, you lot are going to root out the troublemakers. Captain Coleman, I want those homesteaders under control.
There's a cutting-edge technology that I'd like to exploit.
Now I'm rocking 2556. It's an M4, and then I forgot. I've switched weapons recently, so I got to look at the other one I'm carrying again. I don't remember. But it's not. I don't have any 762 yet.
Find them. Squash them. Sir, are the holding facilities complete?
I said squash them.
Is that the dude from Ocean's 11? The Iranian dude. Y'all know who I'm talking about. George Clooney.
Y'all just love being in the South Pacific. The way the ocean breeze carries that scent of jasmine reminds me of Savannah. Hey, y'all enjoy yourselves out there. If you see a ghost from one of those choppers, shoot on sight.
Now he looks like Joey from Friends.
Clearly, Jace is not behind it.
Look, even if only Sentinel's behind this, it means your pal lost control of Aroa. He sank that cargo ship, and I still have to find him. He's the only one who'll know what to do.
Fine. Screw it. He has a villa.
Ooh, this is a fun mission, too.
The door code is 120386. Just give him a chance. That's all I ask.
Will do. Y'all gonna love my man bun when I'm finished growing it out. I gave this guy a man bun. He does have my beard, though. My beard's a taste longer than his, but good enough. But his man bun's better than mine, so I got to get my man bun skills up. My mom is psyched that I'm growing out my hair. She's like, oh. Yes, I know I already said this, but more people have tuned in since I said it. Shut up. Who's he yelling at? I don't know. But yep, T-Pain streaming. Gary V was streaming for a little while. And then I think he figured out, yeah, no, I suck at video games. I probably shouldn't do this. But don't get it twisted. He'll be back. Gonna make sense. .308 and 7.62 are basically the same barrel. Slight modification is pretty much the same thing. But they're scars that shoot 7.62 and .308. You can adjust the barrels. But yeah, here's what I got. Here's what you can see what I'm carrying now. I mean, you had a good reason for cutting it last time, though. Yep, that's what I'm telling y'all. And the reason for the streaming isn't to. It's not saying you're gonna get 1 million followers streaming. That's not the point. It's you need to create opportunities in space to connect with the people who are going to be supporting whatever you're doing, whether you're building a business, a freelance career, whatever it is. And by the way, it doesn't have to be gaming streaming. The #1 thing streamed on Twitch is not gaming, believe it or not. In terms of a singular category. I mean, if you add up the categories, gaming is obviously the biggest. But the #1 category on Twitch is actually what I started doing on Twitch, which is not games. It's just streaming. I actually started doing podcasts and like seminars and shit there. And I had a lot more traction when I was doing that than when I was gaming. So yeah, like creating opportunities for the people in your community to connect with you is going to become... Like, you know, it used to be entrepreneurs could just make their shit and go live on a hill, but y'all better be prepared to either be connected to your customers or hire somebody that's going to do it. Because if you don't have trust and rapport with customers where they can touch and connect with a human that they can trust, like I almost quit my bank of, how long have I been a member of my bank? 28 years? I almost quit. Just having to deal with their damn automated phones. I was like, you know what? I'm willing to get a new bank over this automated phone system that makes me want to shoot whoever invented the automated phone system. I want to line up his whole lineage. Let his kids live, but everyone, him and ancestors, murder them all. Get them off the planet because they're evil. Yeah, well, the SCARS challenge is the challenge that any heavy weapon like that's going to have, is jamming, right? Just like the SAW used to jam, and so now you're using the M40 Bravo and all these other guns, but if you can properly maintain it in the situation you're in, it could be fine. But it's tough, just like 50 cals jam. Like, that is not the weapon you want jammed up in a fight. If you're having to use a 50 cal to fight, it jamming probably means you're going to have a bad Friday. Now, I'm not speaking from personal experience because I never carried a SCAR. I just listen to the guys that talk about it. You know, in my position, getting to carry the cool shit was never my job. Because I was in charge of the guys carrying the cool shit. And the guy who's in charge never gets to carry the cool shit. Only the dudes who are not in charge carry the cool shit. But I don't even think I had anybody with a SCAR on my team. I don't think we really rolled with that weapon. Mostly 249s, M4s, M16s, 50 cals. Alright, how do I want to attack this? Oh shit, I butchered that. No worries. As long as they don't send a helicopter after us, we should be alright. Let's get out of visual range and try that again. I do love the flying in this game, man. Oh, it's delicious. Who made the flying in this game? You're in charge of making flying in every video game from now on. What is this here? Hold on. Oh, no, there's people there. Never mind. Alright, let's try that again. Hold one. You're not going to tell me there's not something cool up here that I should be taking a look at. Yeah, there's nothing cool up here. Keep moving. Alright. Now what I want to do is come from high ground down. And I want to have a good vantage point to start shooting people in the face. So I think that's going to come over here from the west. Try to find some good cover and concealment. We're going to light some fools up. Alright. Damn, I can see that dude from here. I don't even need my binoculars. Got him. Light his ass up. There you are, you sexy bastard, too. Ah! I love having a lady on the team. That's so cool. Yeah, she's bad, too. She is a ice-cold murderer. She might be my favorite person on the team. She is ice-cold. She reminds me of my wife. Just, she makes people think she's sweet. That lady is a murderer. Hey, how do we not have confirmation on this guy?
Investigate anything that seems useful.
Come on, guys, get in position. Am I gonna have to shoot this dude? Looks like it. So shoot him back. Alright, range is terrible. We butchered it. Let's kick ass. Or I butchered it. I guess I should be honest about what's really going on here.
Light him up.
Showtime. Switch up. I need to get better weapons to pull off what I was trying to do. I was trying to be lazy. Trying to move too quick. That's alright. Because this game lets you clean up your mistakes. Unlike other games, Metal Gear and Dark Souls. How about now? Am I close enough now, homeboy? Ah, yeah, light them up, homies. I'm just getting my team in here. Y'all keep shooting. Let my team plow the road. Get some. Alright, I drew fire. You guys take care of business. Shit. Freaking Lieutenant Spears out this mother hunter. Let's get some.
Fix-It took a hit.
Oh, come on, fix it. You hooker. Walk that ass up. Damn right, it's a man down. It's gonna be your mama down too. I'm going to her house right after this. That's right, ho. Your mama's ass is mine now. Dead.
Excellent work.
I know. I'm a beast, ho. That's what I do. All right. Yeah, get his ass up. We got killing to do.
Fit to fight.
Alright, so if you want textbook for how not to do an assault, this is it. Showtime. Hey, homegirl's down. Do something, man. Y'all got to stay on your game. I can't have my stone cold murderer going down. Hey, homie. How you been? Get your ass up. You got something for me?
All better.
Now, unless you want your brains painting the landscape, tell me where I could find Jay's skill.
I swear, man, I told you all of it.
Blasted him.
Yeah, I didn't need the damage boost. I just needed the shot to hit his head like I thought I was going to. I took a shot that I thought I could make, and I couldn't. That's all. If it had hit him in the head, it would have been a wrap. Because I do head, like, most of the shots I take in this game will be headshots unless I'm under duress like we are in this fight. I'll take my time and just make the headshots. I gambled thinking I could hit him in the face and just missed. That's all it was. Well, you're right. I needed a better scope. I didn't really need a sniper rifle at all. I just needed a better scope. I've gotten long range shots like that done with submachine guns in this game if you're good. I love this music though, man. That little subtle behind the scenes ass music. It's delicious. Can't be fucking up. Oh no, there won't be any more beard fuck ups. You can guarantee that, homeboy. You can guarantee that. My beard is luxurious now. It's actually longer than when I cut it the last time, which is good. It just needs to get a little bit longer. And we'll be done. I anticipate no later than the end of this year my beard should be out where I want it to be, and then I'll decide if I want it to go longer. Let's see. Hey guy. What's happening, babe? Hey listen, man, I'm here to help.
Hello. No need to fear. I'm looking for Jay Skell. Fox asked me to help him.
Oh yeah, you guys probably can't hear the music because I've got the mix turned down.
He used to work in his basement.
Very subtle.
There's an entrance by the tunnel. Is Dr. Fox okay? Is Harmony?
You're safe. Thanks for your help.
I wish I could tell you more.
Appreciate your help.
All right. What's up, homie?
I don't want trouble.
Hey, no trouble. We're here to be friends.
Would you, happen to know where I can find Jay Skell?
That's everything I know, I swear.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Isn't it DJ Perico? Not Perico? I don't know. I never pay attention to the names of the people because it would be DJ How Rich. Perico. But I don't know. She gets what Chicana Madre wants. Like that lady was crazy. Is that who you're talking about from Wildlands? All the Latino stereotypes built into that. Alright, wait. There's another intel drop and a treasure. Let's get this. I gotta be thorough, guys. Just gotta figure out. I think we've cleared the target. Ah, damn, I ran right by this joint. Alright, it wants me to switch my Desert Eagle with what? Oh, I don't want that. Let's dismantle it. Keep the Desert Eagle, thanks. Now, I'm guessing the intel is up above, but I gotta figure out how to get up to the high ground. Oh, right here. Come on, Shamborn. Enjoying the fact that I can climb in this game. You looked it up before you said it. Okay, so it's DJ Cocaine, I guess. I couldn't remember. I just like Perico. Is that really what they're calling themselves? Okay. I could be wrong. I do have a tendency to miss finer details of things that are not super significant information. Just chalk it up to a mind that's had to focus on not dying. I find it very hard to manage details that are not ultimately important to the exact mission I'm on. Because the heuristics in my brain are on hypervigilance mode. It's like tune out. That's why I struggle with stories too. Because it's like if this information is not essential to me knowing what the hell is going on, I'm tuning out. Because I need my brain space and power to focus on the shit I actually need to know. What you got for me? Got some scale credits in there? Yes! Give them up. 2,000. Nice. Very nice. Alright, we got some armor down here too. How far is that though? Let's check the map. Ah, it's at the end of the camp. Yeah, but we won't be by this way again, I don't think, for a good while, so we might as well do it. I need to get my parachute turned on as well. Clem says B guy. Yeah, I was like, they're gonna call him DJ Cocaine? Is that what they're gonna call his ass? I guess so. Cocaína. There it is. Give me. No? Where is it then? It says I'm right on top of it. Ah, there it is. Somebody take care of that drone. Or I'll do it, I guess. So far, the drones have been way easier to kill in this one than they were before. Thank you, Lord. These drones got annoying in my first playthrough. So far, I haven't had too much trouble with them. But I saw it pop up on my HUD. I was like, hold up. There's a drone here. Which means we could get seen. That we don't want to be. You can make serious bank if you find and mess up those giant bots. They typically have... Yeah, I'd murder the bots that are stationary. It's the giant tanks that... Oh, and I have the rocket launcher now, so if we find another one of those giant ones that killed us in the last stream, we're going to be alright. We got it covered. Actually, I want to give the rocket... Yes, I finally get my snipes! It gives me food. It gives me sleeps. Get some. Oh, I'm sniped up now, baby. I'll at you. And let's go into the menu. Por favor. Actually, no, it's not the menu I need. I need a regular ass menu. I can customize my weapons. MK. Oh, damn it. Switched out my damn rifle. Can I please have my other rifle back? I did not know it. Oh, no. Hold one. Wait a minute. No, damn it. It keeps doing that. This is the weapon I want to switch. You are whore. The screen prompts are confusing in this game with the weapon switches, man. At least to me. I'm a moron, so it shouldn't be surprising. Wrong button. This is the button you want. So, alright, looks like that's all we're doing with it. No fancy stuff with this sniper rifle. That's alright though. At least now I can shoot from distance. And let's get into the menu and go see our home lady. I want to give her the rocket launcher. Don't worry, I'm coming for that weapon eventually. Yeah, no, I want to switch. I don't want to switch that weapon. I want to switch it to, I want to switch the weapon that's on her back. How do I do that? I know, she's killing. She don't need any help from me. Anyway, or wait a minute, isn't Vasily my sniper? Yeah, good. So it looks like the only thing I can give her that. So let's just let Vasily keep it for now. I'll figure out how to do all that later. I'll probably figure out how to do that stuff off camera so nobody has to be bored watching me fumble through the menus. You could just be bored listening to me. As you normally would. Alright. Try to maintain some semblance Solid tactics here. Staying deflated, and I crossed a hardball. Oops. Because I'm lazy. And really, I'm impatient. Oh, hold one. I remember this fight. It can get pretty... You know what? This fight's going to be awesome with a squad. This fight sucked when I did it by myself. But now that I got friends, it's kick-ass 30. Stay in defilade till we don't need to be there. Alright, clear.
I'll bet there's good intel here.
I'll bet you're right.
Got one. Over there.
Spotted one. There.
Got a hostile.
Heads up. Bad guy over there. Eyes on a hostile.
Bad guy spotted.
Oh, what you got? Coming through.
Heads up. Bad guy over there. Spotted one. There. Nicely done.
Ooh.
Breacher on the objective.
Dead body found by whom? Who saw it? I don't see anybody.
Marking a breacher.
Yeah, you do. Get your ass up and come with me. That takes entirely too damn long. I get that they're trying to make the game difficult, but I got kids, man. All this takes too long. I feel like I could have fireman carried him faster than that. Get whatever that is. Yes, sir. Bio, Diane's last. Oh, 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 oh. Get low. Ah, there you are. Hello, Johnny. Come on. I hear that drone, but I don't see it. Let's follow main man up these stairs. Let's make sure there's nothing in the corner. Oh, a little survey. Tripod there. Delicioso. Oh, I got the wrong weapon out. No wonder. I was like, why is my sight so jacked up? Like, they even made this menu even more silly to deal with than it was in the in Wildlands.
Roger. Getting in position. Roger that. Moving.
All right, there's the drone.
Set here, boss.
Drone down. You guys take care of the rest. Still butchered this freaking mission.
He's dead.
But I got help this time, so it's going to be way easier to finish it.
I hit one. We're with you, boss.
Good. Alright, clear it.
Give it to him.
Copy that, boss.
Here it comes. Smoked him.
Alright. Just take a little bit of terrain at a time. We don't need to rush this. Just shoot, move, communicate, and push forward.
Target hit.
Now that's the main objective. We'll get that last. I want to make sure we clear everybody. Ah, we got a helicopter to get out of here with, too. Outstanding. Damn it.
We took a casualty.
I gotta level my people up, man. They keep getting dropped.
Get him back up.
Hey, well done.
All good.
Could have sworn there was something up here that I took last time. No? Ah, yep. Collectible. Hey, wait a minute. Where are those scale tickets? No! Damn it! Thought it was a regular supply joint. Switch. Alright. Yeah, usually there's some stragglers up here. Damn, my team is thorough. I thought for sure we were going to find somebody to fight once I got up here. Nope. They murked everybody. Well done, team. Vroom. It's a shotgun. I definitely am not working with that. Yeah, I feel like they punched up the visuals a little bit on this joint, man. Nice little overhaul. They needed to, man. Good on Ubisoft for sticking with this game and fixing a lot of the stuff that was no bueno about it. Certainly still not perfect. I'd say overall, Wildlands is still an overall better game, although this might be a slightly more enjoyable experience, if that makes any sense. Because you're more grounded in this world. Like, the story is interesting because they're not trying to do too much with it. It's just like, hey, you're in this place where they're shooting people in the ass. Stop them from shooting people in the ass. Like, all right. How many people you shot in the ass this week? All right, kill him. Let's see. Suba says, I know it sucked, but I have to support it. What sucked? Oh, Mortal Kombat. Jesus. So, Miko and I watched that. We got an hour in, and HBO Go froze. And I got on my knees and... well, I didn't get on my knees. But I was grateful to the Lord Jesus that I didn't have to... like, it stopped playing. And she was like, do you even really feel like waiting for this to refresh? I was like, no, let's just go to bed. This is terrible. Because I get, like, I watched I watched James Rolfe's review of it, where he's like, listen, it's a terrible, he didn't say it's terrible, it's like, it's not a good movie, but it's a fun Mortal Kombat movie. I'm like, all right, some of the fan service is fun, but it was not a good film by any stretch. Like, it just, it cut off an hour into it, and I didn't even care about watching the rest of it. It's like, I don't care. And, you know, I never was a big Mortal Kombat fan when I was a kid. I remember playing it in the arcade. I loved that Sub-Zero could rip people's heads off. That was fun. But beyond that, it just wasn't my thing. Now, what's weird is the first Mortal Kombat movie was dope. Then the little miniseries they did with Michael Jai White, which, by the way, was he busy for this Mortal Kombat? Did they not have contact with Michael Jai White still? Because he should absolutely be. He should be every black character. Him and Terry Crews should be every black man in every movie. How are they not? And not to say that the guy that played Jax is bad. He did a good job, I thought. I thought he was all right. I'd never really seen him before, but I was like, all right, this is a guy I've never heard of, but he's kicking ass. All right. But for real, Mortal Kombat was bad. And maybe I'm just not nostalgic for it. I don't care. I really don't. Like, Mortal Kombat is not... Wasn't my... I liked Street Fighter 2 way better than Mortal Kombat back when I was a kid. Just the gore and sensationalism was all that really attracted people to it. To me, it was the ripping people's heads off. Like, who doesn't want to rip off a head? Let's see, what is this thing saying about Jay Skull? Jay Skell, excuse me. Turns out you're actually trustworthy. Oh my goodness. Or at least for this part of the story. Let's see what happens next. So I'm missing intel and a scale credits. Need to figure out why they're not coming up on my... They're definitely not down there. Whoa, tiger. Oh no, that wasn't it. Oh, nice little jazz ensemble. There's one. Oh, there's a second one. Guessing here somewhere. There she is. That's still not what I'm looking for. That's items, definitely, but not the items seeking. Ah, there's my scale box. I ran right by this. That as far in as I can zoom. Let me zoom in. Trying to see what these little boxes with the check marks on them are, because it is not letting me mess with it. Anyway. Good enough. Played the hell out of Street Fighter 2 and Darkstalkers. Once Tekken came out, I pissed tons of people off when I made... Yeah, I could not get into Tekken. That is a game for nerds that can memorize stuff. I can't. Like, I remember playing against guys when I was younger who had memorized, like, 17-hit combos. Like, why? Who is this fun for? Not me. I'm out. Thanks for the memories. Yeah, Tekken never worked for me. This helicopter is quick. Alright, so no, there are still 3 collectibles. I'm just not sure. Also trying to remove this. There's another. Yes, you can get on the roof. Cool. That's where we're gonna land then. As I say, if I jump off this roof, can I get back up? And the answer is yes. Yeah, what's going on with Street Fighter? Now, I fell out of love with 2 types of games from my childhood. I don't like platformers that much anymore unless there's something else to them. Like a platformer beat 'em up all day, but like just jumping around to beat levels, nah. And I don't think I ever was super enamored with Mario and that type of stuff. Like they were cool and they served their purpose when I was a kid, but then I was like, oh, I'm cool, man. Me and Mario don't need to really jive like that. But and fighting games. And I think I really never got into fighting games just simply because they became too difficult, or difficult is not the right word, too time consuming and arduous to get good enough at them to enjoy them. Same principle, same exact issue I have with Dark Souls, just for slightly different reasons. If I had 200 hours to dump into masochistically beating the shit out of myself, yeah, I'd probably figure out how to like it. I ain't got that kind of time. Not when my mission is collecting and playing every video game ever in the history of Earth. So, like Street Fighter, I stopped playing after 2. I think I played Super Street Fighter was the last Street Fighter I was into and actually decent at. And then I just kind of grew out of it. Same thing with platformers, but spaceship shooters are still king. I love them. Still like a good Madden, still like a good hockey. Still like a good RPG when it's not inundating me with people who will not ever shut up when I'm just trying to, like, can I play? Can I please just play this game and not have to listen to you talk? Just let me play, Jesus.
That guy spotted.
I bet Skell's Villa is bigger than most castles.
No way Skell goes back there, even if it's still standing. I heard things were
Maneuvering to the target.
The 3-point attack didn't go as planned.
Line him up.
Heard the team was over.
Good hits.
Good hits. Got my M4 Alpha 1. Oh, that's the light machine. Wait. Is that the one with the grenade launcher at the bottom? Ooh, and a 7.6 deuce. Like me a good 7.6 deuce. In fact, yes, I think I am going to switch weapons now because I like being able to have penetrating power. No sexual pun intended. Let's see, what am I got in terms of sights on this thing? Yeah, it's fine. Now that I got my sniper rifle, I don't need to be particularly. I seriously want to find these other collectibles, man. I am. That's the OCD at work. All these dang disorders. It's like that time in Sam Porter Bridges' world. I was trying to climb that little tiny hill, and he just would not do it. It's like, come on, Sam Porter Bridges. We need you, baby. We need you. Nope. Nope. Come on, just push. Just push. It's right over here, man. Get your ass up. Yeah, whoever the game designer is that decides what you're allowed to walk up and climb up and not, he needs to be removed from making games. Clearly, you can climb up this hill without all the effort I'm putting in to do it. It's not that hard. There you go. Now we're smoking. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's saying I got everything. No, I missed 2. Let's get there. Let's see. Clem says Street Fighter 5 got more technical. It's about, yeah, I can't play combo games, man. The only fighting game I can even still stomach is Soul Calibur. Because as long as you know what you're doing, you can handle business. And you don't need a bunch, like, one of the things that I lament about video games, the more they're created by quantitative nerds, it's like all these nerds that design games, and not all people that design games are what I'm calling nerds, obviously. But my challenge with it's like game designers for the last 20 years have been adding complexity to games and calling it depth. Those are 2 different things. Like Death Stranding is a deep game when you look into how Kojima made delivering packages actually fun. You have to understand that, like, what play actually is at a very almost biological level to know how to make a game where you're just going to make people deliver packages and you can actually make it enjoyable because of, and I can't say more than that because it's spoiling, like, you're going to not taste the game as well as you could if I just don't say everything. And I don't want to take that, like, when I had my aha moment with Death Stranding, when it hit me, it was like, oh, this is what Kojima is up to. Got it. He just took me back to original Metal Gear. One of the games that arguably was one of my favorite games of all time. There we go. There's one of the other ones. Still one of my favorite games of all time. What I meant to say is I argued with myself for years saying this might be my favorite game of all time because it always was a fight between the original Metroid and the original Metal Gear. Now, obviously, the MSX version of Metal Gear is better. I have played and finished it. If I had to choose between the 2, yes, I would absolutely play the MSX version that Kojima actually made. He was not involved in my version of it, but it's still enough of him in that game to where I loved it, right? And certainly what I played of Metal Gear was inspired by Kojima's work. But having played the actual original Metal Gear, yeah, it's better. It doesn't make the other Metal Gear completely horrible. It just makes it not as good a game. You know, but like Death Stranding took it back to what I loved about the original Metal Gear. That's all I really want to say because I don't want to spoil. Like what the game is actually a spoiler. Like when it first hit me, what the game was gonna do. In terms of I started, because when you first start off, you're in bad shape. It's hard. It's like, damn, this is tedious, and why? But then some things happen, and that changes, and it's like, oh, this is the gameplay loop. Oh shit, this is dope. I know what he's doing. Like, and when you figure out what he's up to, it's like seeing the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, and then just enjoying the ride. It's fantastic, man. But what a lot of these games are trying to do now is I'm going to add a life meter. And then I'm going to add a water meter. You got to drink water or you're going to thirst to death. Oh, there's a food meter too so you don't starve to death. Oh, you got to go to the bathroom in this game and take showers. That's not adding complexity that's not adding depth or difficulty. You're just making the game more complex. Because frankly, I think you've run out of creative ideas on how to make games more deep and immersive and enjoyable. You're just adding complexity. Like instead of having one health meter, now I'm micromanaging 6 different health bars. It's silly. Survival games are the worst at it. Alright, I'm not understanding. Is this it? There's one. Okay. Alright, so the map markers are actually accurate. I need to pay attention to those. I'm just not connecting with exactly where. Matter of fact, it's got to be it, right? Alright, it's not actually. And because you're standing right on where it should be and it ain't here, which leads me to believe it's on a level below us. Gotta be. It's gotta be the answer. Alright, according to this, I should be looking at it. There it is. You see, I don't know why that didn't light up the last time I was here. Maybe it did. Alright, now I think we've collected all the collectibles. Collectibles. And then we can go back to the helicopter. iFlame says, I'm out, guys. Falling asleep. Take it easy. We're actually getting ready to roll out here in a minute, too. We're going to turn these missions in and then call it a noche. Yeah, Keelik was nice, man. Li Long is my favorite Soul Blade character, or Soul Edge, if you prefer the Japanese version. But Soul Blade, which I have collected for the collect... I should play Soul Blade here. I should beat Soul Blade with Li Long as a live stream. Just to show how awesome that game is. And then Soul Calibur, it's like each Soul Calibur I have liked less. The original Soul Blade is still my favorite. Soul Calibur was fine, but they got rid of Li Long, so I switched to Taki and Kalik. Then I forgot the other guy. Maxi, I think, is who they made replace Li Long. But yeah, fighting games that require you to memorize ungodly amounts of button pushes. I mean, you guys hear me bitch about Dark Souls. Like, and basically at this point, if your video game has a parry system, I don't want to play it. I don't want to do button time. Like, I'm old. I don't have the neuroplasticity or the dexterity that I once had. Or the reaction time. So time button mashes are ridiculous. I'm not doing that shit. Oh, hit the button at exactly the right time so you can block this hit. No. Not happening. Not the kid, man. That ain't my bag. So arcade version of Soul Edge I used to rock, but it was like a better version of Virtual. Yeah, in fact, I think Soul Edge is way better than Tekken. But they're different games. Like Tekken is for nerdy memorization whores that can memorize arduous amounts of button combinations to get good. That's not gonna happen for me. I need to be able to figure out simple move sets. I'm kind of like Bruce Lee. I'm gonna practice this kick 10,000 times, master it, and then just be able to use it and adapt it to each fight. That's why I never really had the drive to get better at those games. Because I remember when I was good at Street Fighter, I was a kid. Like, for real, living with my parents. I mowed grass to buy a copy of it. I mean, and so it just was like, this is never going to work for me. This isn't how I roll long term. Once I stopped being a kid and had shit to do, it was like, well, there's no way I'm going to keep signing up to do this. This is ridiculous. All right. So Kraken's there. What is this down here? Investigate Victor Koss. Presence in Aurora. Let's actually go back to the mission we started. Hold one. Yeah, we'll set Colonel Mitchell as the next location. Yeah, so Taki became my primary fighter in the Soul Calibur series. I can rock with Sophitia too. She's slow, but she can hit, man. She's a beast. Dude, you can't just use words like neuroplasticity so casually in a sentence. Normal humans don't talk like that. Find me the normal humans who are on my streams. Tell me who those people are. What are you talking about? I mean, clearly I don't make streams for the average gamer, right? So it's not my audience, man. And it's funny because I never really picked up on that when I was making gaming content as a part of my... And I was doing it for fun. Make no mistake, I wasn't making gaming content to make money. Because please believe me, the gaming content is not where the money is. It's what you can do once you have people's attention. But, you know, when I was producing it as a part of my media company, I never really... It took me years to figure out I was raised a really sheltered life. And I don't mean like I was raised in a mansion with billionaires. I mean, I was raised by killers. So my whole outlook on life is very different than a kid just growing up in a normal household. I didn't grow up in a normal household. Then I went and became an assassin myself. I joined the family business and I had that life. Like I remember I didn't own a couch until I was like, I'd been living on my own. No bullshit. I've been living on my own since I was 19. Right? Like living in apartments and shit like that. Paying rent, having jobs. Or 20 actually, I think is when I started that. So I've had my own place since I was 19 or 20 years old. I didn't own a couch of my own until I was married. Because I was in a unit, we were gone all the time. I didn't have a couch, I wasn't at the house. Why am I buying it? In fact, that's not true. I got a couch from one of my boys in my unit because he got sent on a deployment I didn't get sent on. He was on a different team. He got sent on a deployment I didn't get sent to. He's like, yo, B, I got to get rid of this couch. I'm getting married and I'm deploying, and my wife-to-be hates this couch. I had that couch until I moved into the house I'm in now. That's how long I kept it. I didn't even have a couch, right? Then I went to be my own assassin. Then I went to running companies for rich people. Then I went to, you know, I'd started my business and that thing and side hustled it, started writing as a journalist, started doing other shit in the music industry, started my music career. So I was all over the place. So when I finally came to gaming, I'm thinking the whole world has probably had some dope experiences. We're going to tell some great stories. People are going to be, you know, somewhat intelligent, which most gamers are. But the thing that was missing was, hey, these people will also be kind of wise. They'll be world traveled and have experiences. And then when I started meeting quote unquote stereotypical gamers, it was like, oh, yeah, this ain't my crowd, dog. This ain't. Not that I have anything against the typical gamer. Love you. But I noticed that people that were hanging around me were gamers, but they weren't the stereotypical. Like, you'd never come on one of my streams. Like, go to any gamer who caters to kids stream and look at the comments and tell me that you don't just want God to send another flood to Earth and like kill us. Me too. Get us all out of here. Like, like what? And I'm not talking about from kids. These are grown ass fucking men saying this shit. And it's like, I clearly come from a different world because wow. And I had to realize that I'm just not that relatable. So yeah, I use words like neuroplasticity on my show because fuck a game. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm just playing the game so you don't have to watch my gorgeous face and be distracted. But yeah, man, I know you're just joking, Super, but I thought that was an interesting opportunity to bring up like life discovery for me. You wake up in your 30s and realize, oh, I lived a life that's very different than other people. Because not only did I have all those experiences, like I fought in a war, I was in a band, I released an album. Like, you look at all these things that I've done in a very short lifespan so far, which will, you know, grow into a very long lifespan of hopefully contributing and giving back to the world. And it's just like, who else has those maturing, like basically, for example, if you send a 19-year-old to combat, just to help you do the math on how people mature in traumatic situations. If you send a 19-year-old to combat, he's going to come home with the sensibilities of a 40-year-old. War deletes that, you know, it doesn't delete your childlike tendencies to be fun and that shit. It can, because I dealt with depression for a lot of years, that undiagnosed. But you come home a different dude. Like, you can't come home at 23 after having been in war, go to college and hang out with 19 to 23-year-olds and think you're going to relate to those fuckers who've spent their whole life hanging out in mom's house. And I'm not saying that that you're a better person because you went to a war. What I'm saying is you have a very different outlook on life because you've had to watch people die. And so you have a very, very specific, okay, life is more serious than most people take it. This is why I don't hang out on fucking social media, because I can't take the playful energy of grown fucking men. They're like women. It's like, can we be men for 30 seconds here, guys? Can we man this shit up? Like, what are we doing out here? Is everything a goddamn joke time? Like, shit. Like, we have we're on the cusp of some pretty serious hyperinflation. We should probably be paying attention to how money works and learning some shit and reading some books. Damn it. But no, by all means, keep dancing and beating off and wasting all your fucking time writing dumbass comments in somebody's live stream. So yeah, I'm not for most people. That's what that's to say. I'm probably an elitist prick, is what it means.
Real name is Claro Gentile. He's been with the Wolves since the beginning. He's at his FOB. Place will be swarming with drones. But I have something for you there. Some outcasts took a Sentinel ship full of jammers that should weaken the drones. They've got them all down on the beach. Link up there. They can help.
Roger. Nomad out.
Woo! So yeah, we're gonna talk about neuroplasticity on my show. Damn it! And I'm happy. I think you actually spelled it right. I don't think I could have. Nicely done, Sue. Nicely done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time to wrap this thing up. Go and get us some sleep. I'm enjoying Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I've been really waiting for this game to finally be finished. It looks like it finally is. I actually just bought the DLC pack today too, so we'll be able to get through. If the content is fun, I know I didn't. I got the 1K or the Platinum Trophy on Ghost Recon Wildlands. I did not get all the DLC trophies simply because one of the DLCs is terrible. And I was like, this isn't fun. There's no way I'm going to muscle through 19 car races and take, I'm out. So as long as the DLC in this one is fun, I think we'll stick with it and we'll continue to play this one. This is definitely a game I will be able to finish. Unlike Mortal Shell and Dark Souls and some of the games that I've dabbled with just to see if I would like them. I would love to go back to Metal Gear Solid 5. But it's very obvious to me that Kojima wasn't given the support he needed to make that game everything it needed to be, probably financial support that he had to. It's just clear that that game was not finished. It would be. I love the fact that it's open world because it gives you more agency to tackle Metal Gear situations more like a Ghost Recon. It's definitely not as polished as this from an action perspective because Kojima and action are not really synonymous. His action games are always clumsy, or the action in his games is always clumsy. That's just something I've come to accept in his 3D games. Now, I've never played Zone of the Enders. Maybe that game's not clumsy. So I don't know that I've played every game Kojima's been involved in, but you know, this is definitely a game I can finish. I'd love to go back to Metal Gear Solid 5 at some point. I just could not get past the boredom of it, so I've got to figure out, okay, I know part of the boredom is I'm trying to stack the deck of the game to make me stronger by the time I get into the real missions. I want to be able to wreck shop. So some of that is, all right, you just need to play the main story and stop trying to do all the crazy shit. You can get achievements later. Let's just play the story. So I think if I stick to the story, because the story of Metal Gear Solid 5 is, woo, it's fantastic. It's really good. But that's Kojima, man. The stories are always one of the strong suits of his games. Like one of the games I'd love, I can't wait to get, is Snatcher for the Sega Saturn. I guess I need to get a Sega Saturn first. Because I'd love to stream that. But we'll stick with, and the cool thing is Ghost Recon Breakpoint isn't something that I can't deviate from and then come back to, because this game is, each mission is pretty much a self-contained short story. It's almost like the Witcher 3 side quests, where I don't really need to know what's going on in the game. Like if I walk away from this game for 2 weeks and then come back to it, I can hit it without missing a beat. Because it's not like an RPG. It's like, oh, what planet was I supposed to be going to? Listen, there's 19 map markers. Pick one, go kill some folks, and have some fun. So I think we'll definitely stick with Breakpoint. I'm glad because I have been struggling with my consoles to enjoy the games I've been playing lately. I think we will get back to Immortals Phoenix Rising. I definitely want to do that. I know I started playing Outward with my friend Patrick. I plan to get back to that at some point. It's just like a lot of the games I was playing stopped being fun. And, you know, after, like, one of the things I'm working to do with this channel, just so you guys know what's up from, like, a business perspective, if there is to be any of that. One of the reasons I want to build this channel up for what we're doing here, one, to promote game collecting, you know, like sensible game collecting, exposing people to games that they wouldn't otherwise get to play, like the Vectrex that we put on TikTok. I'd very much like to keep playing with my 3-word review game show, just to see where that can go. The first video did really well, not in terms of viewership, but the engagement and the audience retention on that video is probably the best audience retention I've ever had in a video. So that shocked me that many people stayed to the end of that video. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So I think it's not a mistake that I gave high praise to a game that is loved by its fan base. It's very easy to get a positive. It's very easy to get a lot of love for a video when you agree with the bulk of the audience. I'm sure some people will show up and troll. You're an idiot that you love. You're right. I am an idiot, and my IQ is probably 80 points higher than yours. So If I think I'm a moron, well, the pot and the kettle are having a good time. But so Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'd like to try coming back to Immortals Phoenix Rising. It's just the game's the combat's fun. The world is gorgeous. It's a kind of an empty Ubisoft game that weirdly I should like, but what I'm learning too is that handheld games are kind of the becoming the bastion. I think that's my long-term future. Is most of the games I'll play will probably be on a handheld, especially if the Switch keeps turning out hits like Cosmic Star Heroine and getting games like Axiom Verge to show up on the platform. I'm playing a game right now called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, which is if you took like a Harvest Moon slash a Stardew Valley, and which Stardew Valley is another game I need to come back to. But if you took those games, made it more of a 3D environment, but then also made it a 2D brawler, that's what that is. And that, it's so much fun, man. I thought that game, because the story is annoying. The main character is a whiny little child. And I mean that literally. She's very, very vocally whiny. But once you get past the story part, you actually start playing as her. First of all, she's a god, so she's a beast. But the beat 'em up action's fun. In fact, I'm probably gonna go play it to go to sleep too, because it's mellow. And then probably get some Warrior Reads in. Which, by the way, if you haven't signed up for Warrior Reads, definitely do that. WarriorReads.com. You're just tuning in and you haven't got your Warrior Reads membership, and you can use the promo code Spartan to get the discount, so you don't have to pay full price. That's on me. But WarriorReads.com, go check it out. If you want to get better sleep and you want to kill anxiety and depression, this is the way to do it. Warriors need rest. WarriorReads.com. Check that out. But what I'd like, while I got you guys here for a couple more minutes, let me get some feedback from you, because you guys are my core audience that'll actually sit here and listen, not the attention span junkies of, the dopamine addicts of social media. So, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I think that's a done deal. I think we're going to keep doing that. Like I said, I would very much like to stream the entire Star Ocean series. Now, here's the problem with that. Star Ocean games are long. Once you get past Super Nintendo, which is Star Ocean 1, and then you get past Star Ocean 2, which was on PlayStation, and even Star Ocean 2 can be super long. And Star Ocean 2, technically, you're supposed to do 2 playthroughs to see the whole story, and there's 97 different endings. Once you get into Star Ocean 3 and Star Ocean 4, those are long-ass games. And it's like, if people aren't interested in watching Star Ocean, then that's going to be kind of tough to pull off. Right? But I love those games so much, I would very much like to document that and share it with an audience so they can see the games and enjoy the games and go on the runs. And, some of them, I'm trying to think. So, and the problem is, like, I already kind of streamed Star Ocean 5 on Twitch. It's like, do I really want to relive that? Because Star Ocean 5 is easily my second least favorite of all of them. And it may become my first least. It may become my least favorite once I replay Star Ocean 3. Because Star Ocean 3 has always been my least favorite because the gameplay is just a nightmare. I'd love to play Star Ocean with you guys. I also own the Lunar series. So I have Lunar, Silver Star Story Complete, and I have Lunar 2 Eternal Blue, which are games from they actually got started on the Sega CD, believe it or not. And then they got ported to, I think they're Saturn overseas, not United States. But the versions I have are the PlayStation 1 versions, which are ports. I do believe the originals were the Sega CD ones. But as slow as some of those games are at times, they're fun. And they're whimsical and they're kind of cute. And he's like, and they're collector's items that I want to share with, like this Collector vs. Wild. I want to share that stuff. I definitely will get back to Near Replicant. Rest assured, Near Replicant. In fact, like I said, one of the things I'd love to document as part of Collector vs. Wild is the whole Drakengard series. I have Near Replicant, which is just the remake of the original Nier, which I have the original Nier too. In fact, I saw it. I was going through my games yesterday to figure out what I wanted to play next, because I've been playing all these games and they're just not, I'm not having a great time with them. So it's like, I need to figure something out. So it's like, Breakpoint. Let's give Breakpoint a shot. Boom, we're having a good time again. Near Replicant we'll get back to. Near Automata we will get back to, because I know I started that with you guys. I won't abandon that. What else do I have over here? Would love to go back and play the other Drakengard games, but I have to collect those. Right now, I only have Drakengard 3. I need to go. I have 1 and 2 on my list to collect. And then I started looking at like PlayStation 3 stuff. Like White Knight Chronicles is always a game I've wanted to play because as much as people don't like it, it seems up my alley. I would like to give Xenoblade Chronicles another shot. I did a Let's Play for that game years ago on a previous YouTube channel, and that Let's Play did okay. That game has so much good about it. It's just the damn combat system is a mess. But what I'm thinking is if I go hang out with nerds for 5 minutes and watch some YouTube videos, the nerds will teach me how to do the complexity of the kind, like, because every time I play a game like that and I bitch about I don't like it, a nerd will show, oh, B, what you needed to do was switch to Laura because she's got the divine spell of everlasting dildo strokes. And then she, like, well, how was I supposed to know that? Well, you weren't. You were supposed to play the game for 900 hours and figure it out. Like us. Like, I'm not you. So it's like, why is what I'm supposed to do in battle not intuitive? Why does it require hundreds of hours of play and watching fucking tutorials to get, like, if I have to watch a tutorial to get good at your game? And so that's why I've never gone back to it. But beyond that, the experience of the game, there's so much about it that's dope. First of all, Xenoblade Chronicles story is out of control good. I've never really praised that game as much as I probably should have. Now, it's not the best story in the world. It's just, in terms of what the plot is, it's not complicated and it's been done 1,000 times before. It's just executed well. And when you get to the main plot twist in that game, it's like, holy what? Yeah! Like, yo, this plot twist. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the screen right. The plot twist is great. I've always also wanted to go and play Xenoblade Chronicles X. I think that's it. I think the Wii U Xenoblade, I was like, oh, that one has the mechs in it. I know I'd like that one. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Let's see. Star Ocean Last Hope was a decent game. Yeah. And this time around, I'll have to play it on PlayStation 3 so it can exist on one disc and you do not have to endure the nightmare of the disc switching. Because on Xbox 360, that thing was 4 discs. Which during that era, I was like, wait, there's games that have to be on multiple discs? I thought we left that during the PlayStation 1 generation. It's like, nope. These games are too big. Same thing with Lost Odyssey. So if we do play Star Ocean The Last Hope, it'll have to be on PlayStation 3, which I believe is the complete game anyway. I think things were taken out of the Xbox 360 version because of the temporary exclusivity in America. Speaking of PS3, did you ever play Castlevania Lords of Shadow? No, but I did collect it. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I have it on Xbox 360. Let me look that up real quick. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Is this the one I own? Yes, I believe I own it on Xbox 360. I think I might have played it for 5 minutes at some point back in the day. But I have it. Is that something you're thinking you want to see streamed? Wait, what game is Suba talking about that he thinks sucks? What game is that? What game is Suba calling an ass fest? I need to know about this. Lords of Shadow was good. Yeah, part 2 to what, Clem? You bastard. Guys are out of control. I'm going to check my email while you guys are answering that question. Oh, there's a Lords of Shadow 2? I didn't even know there was a sequel. Okay. Let me make sure the one I've got's not the sequel. Shit. I don't want to be playing ass fests. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one I own. I just have to look it up. But no, I didn't even know there was a second one. I just had the first one. All right, so Castlevania, I can add that to the potential list at some point. But the problem is, if it's not backwards compatible with the Xbox One, it's going to have to wait until I build out my studio in the new house, because I'm not hooking that shit up. I don't feel like it. I might like the aspect. I'll tell you, man, I never loved the 3D. None of the 3D Castlevanias have been exciting to me. Going all the way back to the N64. Just Castlevania in 3D just never worked for me. That's why I was excited for Dark Souls, because like, this is kind of like a Castlevania, but cooler, less campy, but it's an obedience and patience simulator, that, you know, which the nerds call difficulty, which is fine. It is technically difficult. It's just difficult in an annoying way that's not enjoyable. Yeah, so felt like a bitchy vampire story. All vampire stories are bitchy, Clem. Vampires are the bitchiest. That's why I never understood why vampires are scary. First of all, they're sexy as shit, and they bite you and you live forever. I'm not running from that dude. Like, come on, dude. Why do you have on a cloak? It's 2021, bro. It's with the cloak. That's some real gay shit you're doing right now. Like, is this a gay thing? You trying to holler at me or what? Which is fine, holler. I'm just saying. Come on. I don't know what's happening out here. I don't mind if you want to holler. I'm flattered. 13% gay myself. If you're pretty enough, we might be able to talk. But the point is, like, nah, good. Vampires are not, there's nothing scary about that. I never understood why Dracula was scary. I was like, this is the bitchiest monster ever. Like, how are they scared of this white dude in the castle? This is stupid. Clem says, we all a little gay. Yeah. Got a little gay in the tank. Have I ever seen 30 Days of Night? I don't remember. I think I did. 13%. 1.1. Stupid as shit. Oh, God. We're out of control. We're out of control, Jesus. Help us. That's funny, Ryan. That is comedy. I was actually listening to that voicemail the other day in my voice memos and having a laugh on the toilet, as I'm inclined to do. But yeah, so Star Ocean, man. Love to play Xenogears with you guys. Just thinking through all that stuff. Wondering if you would be interested in that, or like some people were asking if I was going to play Resident Evil: The Village. I think so. I think I'm going to give that a shot. I liked Resident Evil 7 enough to try another one. And I've heard that, or I've seen, actually I watched Jim Sterling's review on it, and it was pretty good. He pointed out something that was actually encouraging to me. He said, this isn't like Resident Evil 7 in that it's less puzzle and less like scarcity and more action. He's like, you're going to get better guns. You're going to be doing a lot of shooting, whereas, you know, in Resident Evil 7, you were doing more. Like, your guns were bailing you out of stuff more than you just aggressing people. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Because it has a 3D Metroidvania feel to it in 7. If I got more of that plus more gunplay, then that's just icing on the cake. He did say some of the monsters, I think the Lycan, which that means werewolf, right, for all you guys that are into gay monsters or whatever. And I just assumed that, you know, monster movies where they're very handsome, young-looking men, it's certainly not made for Straight dudes aren't watching that, right? I don't know. It's fine. But it's just I don't know the terminology for lichen. I think is a vampire, or I mean a wolf, werewolf, whatever. I've never been into that shit. But having said that, you want me to play Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest? I'll play that. I love Simon's Quest. The problem with vampire movies is they take themselves too seriously. That's why even though I hate zombies, I respect that they can be. Yeah, like Shaun of the Dead is one of my favorite zombie movies ever. Simon Pegg. That's such a funny, fun movie to be a part of, man. Lycanthrope equals wolf. Okay. Word. So I guess it was. I had it right. I had it right. Or should I play Truxton? Should I dust off my... I don't know. Did you guys see that I collected the Sega Genesis retro re-release with Truxton and Fire Shark? All these wonderful... And by the way, Truxton is as hard as advertised. I got my ass whooped in that game. And I'm playing R-Type Final. Problem is, I don't think anybody on YouTube is interested in seeing spaceship shooters. Now, with the Collector vs. Wild channel, I do have... One of the reasons I want to grow this Collector vs. Wild brand, if you will, is Ryan and I are actually... Ryan's helping me launch a product that I want to launch that I think is going to be great for gamers who collect. One of the things that's really hard for us is maintaining our retro game collection in a complete state. And I have an idea for a product that I'm going to beta test. And I want to be able to have a groundswell of gamers who are into collecting and into that stuff. You know, it's certainly not going to be for your average gamer that just wants to play Call of Duty and Madden. That's not the audience we're talking about. We're talking about people who've been around a little bit. You like to collect. Maybe you don't want to collect everything in the world, but you may already have an existing collection, and the product that I'm creating may help you maintain it in a way that's nice and enjoyable to collect for. And finding ways to make it affordable so that it doesn't have to kill your freaking wallet to take care of your games. And I'm being slightly cryptic. You'll see once we get it made what we're talking about. But I want to be able to have a groundswell of gamers who might be interested in that product. Not so that I can make billions of dollars off of it, but if there is a market for it, I would like to produce something like that for that market. Because, by the way, I am that market. So I'm no bullshit. I'm producing the product because I will buy every one of them. Like, so I'm building it's really the first product or second product, I guess, that I will have ever created that was exactly for me as a consumer. Which means maybe there's not going to be a whole lot of people into it, but that's okay. As long as enough people are into it, we can make it work. What is DCS World? I don't know what that is. What is DCS World? Convince him to stream DCS. I don't know what that is. So I'm happy to be convinced. You can tell me what it is. Digital Combat Simulator. Oh, I've never heard of that. Is it like World of Tanks? I've played that before. Not really my jam, but it seemed okay. Man, I'd love to play. I bought this game for the PlayStation 4 that I'd never even heard of. I just happened to be in Best Buy. I was like, what is this? It's called Ion Fury. It's made by the people who made Duke Nukem 3D. And it's basically a Duke Nukem style first-person shooter just for the modern age. I can't wait to play this. It's also a limited run game, which means they only probably printed so many copies of it or whatever. But I was happy, man. I was like, yo. Which, by the way, if you're collecting limited run games, you're having trouble getting them, go to Best Buy. Best Buy now is, I think, a distributor for limited run games because they have all their shite. Definitely check that out. Anyway, I think it's about time for me to bid you all a fond adieu. Love you guys much. We are stronger than I. Feel free to shoot me a message if you got any other ideas you want me to do here on the show. And I did the Vectrex show. I think I'm doing most of the collecting on TikTok, like showing the collection. Because nobody wants to watch a 45-minute video of me showing you a Vectrex. Like, you can, there's plenty of that. But I think what I'm going to start doing in the future, though, is live streaming when I go to collect something important. Because right now I'm kind of on a collecting hiatus. I'm good. Like most of my big items that I want to collect now are, you know, in the very high hundreds or over $1,000, which fine. But I don't need to go rushing out and buying all that stuff. What I'm waiting for is for economic circumstances to change and for all of that stuff to drop. Because people need to get rid of it to make money. That's when I'll swoop in and be the savior. Like, yeah, I'll buy that game that typically goes for $1,000 for $250. I'd be happy to help you pay your rent. And then I have Musha. Right, trying to be strategic with it. Also, understanding that part of why I buy and invest in these video games that are collectible is that they may retain value. Now, they are not productive assets. So I would never tell somebody, like, from a financial perspective, that it's a good idea to go out and collect a bunch of video games. Because when you do that, it's kind of like buying gold, right? It's very much like you're buying it hoping that somebody else will be willing. Now, I'm never planning to sell any of this stuff, so I'm buying to hold it just to hold the value of it to me. But if I ever needed to sell it, like if I needed to sell this stuff today, I could sell all of it probably for more than what I paid. But it's not a productive asset where you're like making money off of these games, right? It's like buying gold. You're hoping that the price goes up one day so you can sell it for more than you bought it. Right, but with video games, they seem, at least in the last 20 years, to hold and retain a lot of value, especially games that are super rare and super sought after, which unfortunately are a lot of the things that I want to collect. Like, I punch myself in the throat and want to every day that I traded the original Shadow Hearts. And I had Shadow Hearts Covenant in the plastic. New. I had 2 copies of it. The copy I played and the copy I kept in plastic, and I traded it. Very stupid. I had Valkyrie Profile, traded it. I had Suikoden, traded it. I had Suikoden 5, traded it. Never again. Because all these games, you know, that I paid $39 to $50 for are worth over $300 in some of those cases. So, slowly building the collection back up. Working that out. But I'm looking at my PlayStation 1 collection, too. Cool stuff in there that we could probably get into. Vagrant Story is another game I'd love to go back to. Love to go back to Xenogears. The problem is on YouTube, that stuff, there's not an audience for it. Like, it would literally just be us. And one of the things I want to do is produce things that I want new folks to find us, because part of the reason why I'm here is to let video games be the Trojan horse that allows us to bring people in so we can infect them with good ideas that help their lives. Well, to do that on YouTube, I've got to play games that people are actually going to be watching. So I spent the last couple of days doing some quantitative research and analysis to say, okay, what's actually, because I haven't done this in a long time, because I haven't made content specifically for YouTube in a very long time. Most of the stuff you guys have seen me been doing is just hanging out with y'all. But I'm like, okay, let's get a little bit deliberate about this, because we can have a twofold mission to find new folks that we can be a blessing to, and we can create this product that a lot of people would love to buy. Like, it's not, I don't need to sell it to anyone. It's when they see it, there's going to be people who want it, because it's going to be valuable and the price is going to be fair. And people are like, yes, I would pay that for that. That's something that's worth my time. Right? And then, you know, when Nintendo eventually issues the DMCA, that'll make us famous, and then we'll sell a ton of copies when Nintendo screams at us eventually, because they probably will. I don't care. I'll ask for forgiveness instead of permission. And then we'll work out a deal with Nintendo, and then everyone will make money. But, yeah. Uh-oh. Flynn had a question. Well, it'll be very polarizing, to say the least. I don't think he has the patience. Oh, wait a minute. What is going on? Metroid Prime. The problem with Metroid Prime, I'll tell you why I don't want to play Metroid Prime. Get it on a system that's not a pain in the fucking ass to play. And I'm not using goddamn motion controls to play your games, Nintendo. Fuck yourself. It's not gonna happen. I need a controller I can hold in my hand normally. The Switch has shitty controls too. Ugh. That's why I have a Pro controller. But yeah, I'd be glad to play Metroid Prime. Get it on a machine that I can play it on. I mean, maybe it's in the virtual consoles. I don't know. I have to look that up. Maybe it is. Maybe I can play it on the Switch. If I can do that, yeah, I'll try Metroid Prime. I'll give it a shot. Right? I'll give it a shot. It can't be terribly different from Resident Evil 7. Other than, obviously, the environment's different. But what the core gameplay is find shit that helps you navigate the world, find more shit, rinse and repeat. That's fun. I could dig that. He says you can play on Wii with no... Yeah, but I'm not hooking up a Wii, is my point. Fuck a Wii. I don't even own a Wii. I own a Wii U, but I'm not hooking that bullshit up, and then I gotta find the motion sensor, otherwise the goddamn console won't work. Eat a dick, Nintendo, with your weirdness. Like, just make a damn console that plays games, for God's sake. All the Nintendo fans are losing their shit because Nintendo can do no wrong in their eyes. I don't give a damn. I used to be a Nintendo fanboy back when they used to make consoles and games, and now I'm becoming one again because the Switch is turning out some dope shizzle. Turning out some super dope shiz. Clem says, I hate Prime. Maybe I'll watch B suffer playing it through. It's funny. I don't think he has the patience to scan everything, but he also cares. No, if scanning everything is exploration and discovery, I mean, think about it, dude. Translate what you just saw me do right here in Ghost Recon, right? I just spent an hour running around a complex to find well, not an hour. I spent 14 minutes running around a complex to find 3 collectibles. Is that what the scanning is? Like, is it finding cool shit in the world? I'll do that. I'll do that all day. It's fun. Like, exploring and finding cool shit is fun. That doesn't bother me at all. I love like when you were talking about when you played Breakpoint, you dug it because the exploration and finding things in the world. Hell yeah. 100% agreed. It's one of my favorite things about Ghost Recon. Like, Ghost Recon, the new age ones, the older ones are kind of choppy and weird, but from Wildlands on, Ghost Recon figured out how to pepper in some nice role-playing elements, not make it ridiculous like Assassin's Creed. I'm done with that series until they figure out how to make a game. But they did it right. And they gave you the means to travel the world much easier than most of their other games because you can get helicopters and motorcycles relatively easy. And in fact, Breakpoint made getting vehicles even easier. Because instead of safe houses, now you got these bivouacs where I can request. So I think at the safe houses you could request stuff too. But yeah, man. So no, if that's what Metroid Prime is, I just won't play Metroid Prime on a fucking Wii. Get that shit. Wait, wasn't the original Metroid Prime on GameCube anyway? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I have the original. I'm pretty damn sure. Let me look at my collection right quick. I am pretty daggum sure the original Metroid Prime was on GameCube, and I'm pretty sure I have that. And if that's the case, I'll just play it on the GameCube. That way I don't have to F with the Wii. Because don't get me wrong, I have the Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, but I don't want to play that. And also don't get me wrong, there are games on my Wii that I have for Wii that I do want to play. I just don't feel like busting out the Wii U in my current situation. Once I get my studio and stuff set up at our new house, I'll have stations for all this shit to be set up where it's good to go, and I don't have to fuss with setting up shit and unplugging shit. It'll just be squared away. All right. Yeah, technically it's FPS, but that's not totally accurate. You use the weapons for more than just enemies. Yeah, I'm sure. Just like, any Metroid. A lot of your weapons are helping you navigate the world and opening doors. Can someone please get a physical copy of Shadow Complex going? I'd love to play that again. Yeah, Prime was before motion control. Yeah, originally, and Broken Soup is saying what I was just asking now. It was originally on GameCube, yeah. And I'm pretty sure I have the GameCube version of that game. my GameCube games are covered up by a bunch of other stuff right now, but I am pretty daggum sure I own that, and I have the Metroid Prime trilogy. So scanning is story, hands down, almost no cutscenes. I'll buy that. That's fine. And I like Metroid story because it's atmospheric and it's told through the environment. Which, if scanning is giving me the story through the environment, like Axiom Verge's story is fan-effing. Like Axiom Verge is a better Metroid than Metroid. Let's be real. And the story that Thomas told in that game is fantastic. But there's no cutscenes. I mean, there's a cutscene in the opening and a cutscene at the end. But the talking is with these esoteric, weird, abstract characters in the game. That are they real? Is this whole game a dream? Like, what's actually good? It's a very Total Recall cerebral experience that I loved. And no one gave a shit when I reviewed it. It's like, oh, this is one of my favorite reviews and nobody cared. Clem says, can download the ROM and play it with an Xbox controller. Huh. Maybe. I prefer to play, like, for Collector vs. Wild, I want to play on some type of original hardware. I don't really want to do ROMs. Unless I absolutely... Because that's the kind of the fun of the game, is I want to have the... I mean, I guess technically I own the game and I'm just streaming the ROM because it's easier to play that way. I could live with that. Suba says there's a trophy for scanning everything. There's trophies on GameCube games? Shut your mouth. Scan enemies, runes. It's for controls and interface with computers. Cool. Right. Suba says, see, that's why I think it'll be polarizing, but can't say if you like it or not. There are for sure going to be stuff you hate, but it sounds like... Well, what do you think I'm going to hate? Like, is it Ocarina of Time, or I'm sorry, everyone. I say my O's in video games wrong. Apparently, it's Ocarina of Time and it's Chrono Trigger. Who goes around saying chronology? You say chronology. Chronology. Talking about. And then people are yelling, well, the Japanese. But like the Japanese are saying an English word. Get the fuck out of here. The original company called it. Yeah, original company, first language isn't English. But yeah, be angry because I fucked up your childhood by saying your word wrong. Kiss my ass. Anyway. People had salty balls that I don't love Chrono Trigger, and it's Ocarina of Time, apparently. How is it not Ocarina? I have no idea. Who cares how it's pronounced? Fucking nerds that love the game and don't have enough of a life to care about shit that actually matters. That's who. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the people who tried to correct me were just trying to help. Like, hey, this is how the people say it. They were being nice. But then you just get fucktards whose identity is like, this is one of the problems with the internet. Let me help you with some psychology too. Too many people talk about having opinions. You're saying it wrong. Your opinions have you, and when your opinions have you psychologically, your opinions become part of your identity. So when someone goes against your opinion, you feel as if they're personally attacking you, which causes fear, cognitive dissonance, which then turns into anger, and you want to fight or flight. It's straight up tribalism 101. And when you let your opinions have you, it shows how fucking weak-minded you are that you can't let somebody else think something differently than you for 5 seconds. You can't accept that somebody thinks Chrono Trigger is boring and slow. Because your opinion is like, your opinion of that game is part of your identity as a human being. That's a problem. Like if someone comes and tells me, B, the original Metal Gear is one of the shittiest games I've ever played. You know what I'm going to say to them? You're right. There is a lot shitty about that game. First of all, it was made in 1987. So let's start with the fact I don't know what you're judging it on, but yeah, it's got a few things that could have been better. You know, my life doesn't end because somebody doesn't like the shit I like, but when you don't have the emotional resilience and love for yourself, that somebody hating something that you love is like attacking you personally. It's like, you guys got to get better at using this brain of yours, man. Your brain is kicking you. Like somebody told me that, I love the phrase. It's like people are the bitch of their own brain. They don't even realize that they're reacting to shit emotionally because they don't have their fucking mind under control. So it's like, yeah. But yeah, who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody of significance gives a shit. That's the point. But yeah, I try to correct myself. If it's actually pronounced Chrono, yeah, I'll say it right. Thanks for letting me know. Now, the fact that you're angry about it shows me that your life is, you got some misery in there that you need to deal with, man. You can't come unglued because somebody doesn't love your shit. Believe me, Two Worlds is my favorite RPG. You don't think I've been shat on for that opinion? Fuck out of here. Like people were writing in, is this satire? You're a dumb fucktard. Yep, sometimes I am. I don't need to argue with you. That's not a false statement. I am retarded at times. I don't think I needed you to point it out. I'm more aware of it than you. But yeah, I don't need to argue with you. You're right. I'm dumb as shit sometimes. Thanks for your comment. Let's see. Suba says, not like Zelda or Chrono. It does have short puzzles. I can do the puzzles in, if you watched me play Immortals Phoenix Rising. If they're puzzles like that, fine. Because they're intuitive, they're very easy to figure out what you're supposed to do. Or, I mean, take the puzzles in Skyrim. Skyrim has puzzles. You don't ever hear me bitch about that. Because they're not like arduous fucking calculus exams. Whereas, like, some people want puzzles where it's literally like Mensa mind buster books that you could. I am old as shit. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Shut up. Let me just shut up. Enemy weaknesses may be annoying to you. Not sure. Okay, so break that down. What are the enemy weaknesses? What is that about? Clem says people scroll on the internet to look for someone or thing to bitch about because they have nothing. Yeah. People, well, and I'll tell you the psychology behind that too, to a degree. Every human has the need to matter. And because a lot of people in their lives right now don't feel like they're significant because they work at some bullshit job, probably not their fault. A lot of jobs are bullshit. And like we're all called to this greater adventure, but it's like adventures are in short supply these days because the world isn't as hard as it used to be. And so now you got all these people that are looking for a challenge and they're not finding it. What they're finding is a lot of fucking college debt and not finding jobs. And it's like, well, damn, we wanted an opportunity to win at this game too, but now it's like the game, it's like y'all stacked the deck for the game not to work. So when people don't feel a sense of significance, they start to have to invent it in other ways. So one of the ways they do it is outrage culture. If I can be offended about everything and express it, I can feel significant, I can make my voice heard, and now I can feel like a person who deserves to be on Earth, but it's a coward's way of developing purpose because you're shitting on other people to try to make yourself stronger and better. Instead of, no, just build yourself into somebody who's actually amazing. Like, why are you looking for reasons to be mad? If I'll tell you, when something angers me, I walk away from it. I got almost violently angry at it. Like the situation I was in today was so heinous that the employees at the store were talking about this crazy bitch. This entitled prick of a woman was walking around Whole Foods, which, by the way, at Whole Foods is like Walmart for wealthy middle-aged white ladies. And it's just like the entitlement and fucking just heinous bitchiness of this human. Like, she was so bad that employees were like, did you see her? Did she talk to you too? Yeah, she was bitching at all the people in the store. She did something incredibly rude to me, which I'm at the point in my life where I expect that, right? Where people are just, I live around a lot of wealthy people. Some of them are awesome. Some of them are entitled fucking pricks, right? And by the way, it's usually the people who are less wealthy. Like, none of the billionaires I know personally are shitty people. They're fucking amazing. It's like the new millionaires are the shitty ones. And it's like, okay. Like, I wanted to be like, bitch, if you don't fucking learn how to be a human, like, kill yourself. But what did I do? I didn't say shit to her, except I put prayer hands up to her, said, excuse me. I moved out of her very entitled fucking way. And I left the store. I'm not going to change that woman's life or write a blog about, entitled white women are the worst thing on the planet. Like, it's fine. I met one bitchy person, and instead of having to make her offense a scene for everybody, I just left. Like, it's fine. I did what I had to do in the store, and I bounced. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be outraged. I wasn't offended. I wasn't outraged. Like I said, I expect people to, she lived up to my expectations of people, which is my expectations of people are usually pretty low. Because most people are mediocre. Period. And so I don't expect them to show up and be a bastion of altruism and kindness. I expect them to be halfway shitty. And she wasn't the only person at the store that was like that. There was a couple of people where it was just like, damn, like, can we get some better humans in here? But no, we can't. This is, and I don't know that woman's story. As far as I know, she could have watched her whole family get hung before she came to Whole Foods. Maybe she was being shitty because her life is shit. I don't know her life. Maybe her husband beats the shit out of her. I don't know. He was in the store. He looked nice. In fact, he looked like she could probably kick his ass, so that's probably not true. But the point is, I don't know her life. So judging her and trying to tear her down as a human it's not, that's not a thing. Like that benefits nobody at all, right? And I don't have to be offended. I'm not angry about it. It was, I guess, temporarily disappointing to have the interaction I had with her. But it's like, it's life, man. Kind of my empathy kicked in. Like, you know what? I bet she's having a rough go. Because people who have great lives and they are aware that they have a great life, they don't act like this. You know, people with great lives don't go into comment sections and yell at people. It does, like, no one I know who's living their dreams is in anybody's comment section saying shitty things. Right? But this outrage culture is a way to feel significant. Like, I could have written a blog. This is everything wrong. Like, dude, she had a bad day. Like, give her a break. What are we talking about? So, yeah, it's everyone, like, being offended is a form of is a form of seeking justice and feeling significant. And because most people don't have not most people, a lot of people don't have real problems, they invent problems. Because we all want to fight a dragon, and if we don't have one, we'll make one up. All right. Let's get back to what Suba's talking about. And now I got the hiccups. Broken Suba said, well said, be about opinions having you. Yeah, have your opinions. Just don't let your opinions have you. That's why someone was on my live stream yesterday on TikTok saying, I like how when people share opinions that you clearly don't agree with, you don't shit on them. I'm like, what do I get out of shitting on that guy? Because first and foremost, I'm not delusional enough to think that I'm right. This is opinion. We're not talking about facts. We're talking about my unique perspective about a thing. I don't like Chrono Trigger. That does not mean it's a bad game. And in fact, if I reviewed it, which I won't because I never finished it, if I reviewed it, I'd say, hey, objectively, this shit is dope. It's got a really, really whimsical story. Not one that I care for because I'm not 8. But if you like that type of cutesy Disney shit, you are welcome. Here it is. Go nuts. Have fun with it. Right? I'm not convinced that I'm right. I don't need to be right. And by the way, if someone shows up to my opinion and then shows me, hey, here's the actual facts, I'd be like, all right, opinion over. There's the facts. Next question. Right? So, yeah, but people are so wrapped up in their opinions, they make their opinions who they are. And that's bad. That is a bad call. Do not make your opinions who you are. Like, if you're the guy having fist fights at the football game against the other team's players, you have problems. Like, get that shit on. I almost had to defend my older brother. And I was at an Eagles game, and he's a Dallas fan. And people were trying to beat him up in the bathroom. He's like, B, you got to come to the bathroom with me. I was like, fuck, I forgot we're in Philly. So we're in the bathroom, and I almost had to get into a fist fight to defend my brother because these idiot fucking Eagles fans. Like, could you not be a piece of shit for 8 seconds? Like, is your life so shitty that you can't let somebody root for another team, you piece of shit? Like, I get that you're passionate, but fuck you. Get a life. You don't need to beat a man up in the goddamn bathroom because you have a fucking drinking problem and your life sucks. Like, maybe football shouldn't be your hobby. Maybe you should actually go build a life for yourself that doesn't suck shit. And then they're proud of that behavior. Get the fuck out of here. Learn how to, and I don't mind the shit talk. The shit talk is fun. I actually respect Eagles fans for how zealous they are. But the ones trying to start fights with people, you're just coward pieces of shit. Because if you knew who my fucking brother was, he is the last motherfucker you're going to start a fight with. Because I promise you, that ends with you dead. It's just like, you piece of shit. You overweight, fucking middle-aged white guy with no life trying to beat this fucking martial arts master marine in the bathroom. Good luck with that shit. Oh. Clem says he's offended. Good, be offended. Means you're growing, and if you're offended, it means you have growing to do, which is a good thing. You've discovered that you have an you're unresilient emotionally in an area, and you need to get stronger. Good, be offended. I did you a favor. You're welcome. Clem. You being offended triggers me. That's awesome. And then he called him a racist. Oh, this is a perfect description of how the internet works. Well played, gentlemen. Haha, puzzles get harder, but I don't think Mensa levels. As you get new elemental weapons, you start encountering enemies weak to one, but not to others. Well, I'll tell you this. If it's easy to switch, if it's easy to figure out what they're weak to, like if he's red, and that means he's fire, and I need to switch to the blue weapon, which is ice or water, as long as it's intuitive and easy play-wise to do it, I'm totally okay with that. I'm okay with complexity as long as there's an intuitive way to understand it and to execute it. Totally fine with that. But this is a game that I know was made probably 20 years ago, so God only knows what level of robust programming went into it. Broken says, basic Metroids, for example, are immune to attacks until you freeze them. Then you can use... Oh, but dude, that's Metroid. Like, you know, like, Suba, have you played the original Metroid? That comment leads me to believe you didn't play the original. That's exactly how you kill Metroids in the original Metroid. Like, that's... I would have known that off the top of my head. So that's not something that would frustrate me. That's... Yeah, I still have the muscle memory from my childhood fighting Metroids on the way to Mother Brain. We're good. Let's see. Baina, that's all I'm going to be able to pronounce of your name, says hello, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name better than that, but hello, thanks for being here. You're a new face to the channel. It's good to see new folk. Glad to have you here. But when you back down, people say, no, I'm not talking about, you're right. I didn't back down from the woman at all. I just made space for her to have her way of whatever she was up to. And she just showed all of her entitlement. And then it was funny. 2 employees were speaking their native tongue to each other and pointing at her. I was like, oh, I know what they're talking about. This crazy lady. That pissed people off. By the way, your entitlement speech reminds me of an example of evolutionary mismatch I found in a similar vein. I'll have to, yeah. I have to write you my dissertation on Signal. Yeah, I've been called Jason Momoa too. I get called a lot of different. What it boils down to, let me help you. White people think brown people look like all the other brown people. That's been my life. I've been called Will Smith, Sinbad, Kid and Play, Lawrence Fishburne, now Jason Momoa, now I get The Rock, all that shit since I was 14 years old. It's not new. It's white people can't accept that brown people must all look alike. That's what it is. Because I don't look anything like Will Smith. I just sound a little bit like him, and so people project that shit onto me. But it's no mystery that I sound like him. He was my idol when I was 13 years old. There you go. They jumped a kid in the restroom for wearing... Yeah, they're shitty. And I'm not talking about all Philly fans. My middle brother is a Philly fan. That's why we were at the game. We were there with him. You know, a lot of Philly fans are cool-ass people, man. Like, really dope dudes. But some of them, a lot of them need anger management and fucking therapy. Yeah, Steve. That's his name. Will Smith burn. That's funny. All right. So, yeah, Suba. I think, now my character in Ghost Recon right here definitely looks like Momoa, but he's the closest guy in the game to me. Because it's either I have to be Jet Li, Nigerian, or Ghanaian, or I got to pick the Jason Momoa character. That's the closest thing they have to anybody with any ethnicity that's not white or exactly black or exactly this. Like, if you're not the stereotypical black dude, the stereotypical Asian, you're the white guy, then you got to start picking the guy that looks kind of Indian. Which, yeah, this dude doesn't look terribly different than me. My jaw is wider. I have a wide ass set of jaws, man. My face is very wide. But definitely similar beards, similar eyes, similar giant ass lips. Let's see. What in the name of Christ are Ryan and Clem talking about at this point? What's really interesting is we have not lost any viewers since that rant. Everybody's still here, so we must be saying something that's slightly, at the very least, interesting to somebody. By the way, if you're new here, most of these shows are satire. Nobody is as angry as they pretend to be. It's like I have to tell people that about my podcast. Like, hey guys, at the end of the day, the thing you got to remember about my podcast and TikTok is that this is a show first. All right? This is a place where people have signed up to be entertained and engaged. So a lot of the antics are for the show. Right now, I'm driving home points. I'm trying to share, truths that I've learned, if they are truths. Like I always tell people, I don't know a lot of things. I just try a lot of things, and when something works, I pass it on. And it's not going to work for everybody, so I try to pass it on to the people it'll work for. And then I tell everyone else, if it doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. Disregard it, and I'll come up with something better later. All right, but yeah, it's like satire, guys. Everything said here is for the fun of the game, and it's all in love, man. We don't hate nobody. We don't hate Nigerians. We love the Nigerians. We love Jason Momoa, the Asians, Jackie Chan. I think we talked. No, we talked about not Jet Li. Love him. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing but love going on in here. All right. All right, I'm done, man. It's 1 in the morning. I've been here rapping with you guys. Freaking broken Subas. You know what? I need to check something, Suba, while I got you here. And you might get me to play Metroid Prime right now. Hold on. Let me do a little bit of quantitative research. Let's just take a Gandra. Let me sort it properly, though. I don't want to just look at that. If you guys want to learn some of these behind-the-scenes tactics to making YouTube work, you might want to take my social media class. Okay, no. That is not accurate. Oh, that's why. I hit the wrong button. All right, let's see what we got. Tell you what, YouTube is your platform. If you are making content in Europe, Russia, and Asia, you should be on YouTube. I am seeing cats on here kill it in their native, like, Americans are burnt out. But some of these cats, woo, killing. So the Metroid Prime trilogy is unlikely for the Nintendo Switch. That's stupid. Actually, let me do it this way because this is not going to show me what I want. There's too much shit going on with Metroid Prime 4. All right, now let's filter that. Interesting. Okay. That's not the worst. And I could probably parlay it off of interesting. Okay. Very cool. All right, so quantitatively, Metroid Prime wouldn't be the worst, but it certainly wouldn't draw too much new blood, which is interesting because Metroid Prime is smack dab in the middle of the console generation of the primary YouTube gamer age group. But you know what? Metroid is Nintendo's least favorite freaking flagship franchise too. That probably plays into it. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. I think if you added up, because Derek Buck did a video on this, so I might misquote him. And it's from years ago, so maybe this has changed, but I don't think they've printed any new copies of these games. I think if you take Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 and combine the sales of all three of them, they still undersell like Animal Crossing on the GameCube. Like, Metroid is not loved by Nintendo fans the way the other franchises are. And I've never understood that because I think Metroid is the best thing Nintendo's ever made. Mario can jump off a bridge as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, there's great Mario games. I'm not crapping on the series. I just don't care about it anymore. You know, what else does Nintendo make? Mario's their big franchise. What's the other? Come on, guys. Animal Crossing's newer age, but I'm thinking of old school Nintendo days. Kirby, one of their jams, I think. See, Clem says, oh, hold on. Let me go back to. Am I going to be on tomorrow? Most likely. Yes, I should be on tomorrow. Clem says he knows a game I might like. Suba says they were going to make a sequel finally and release the trilogy on Switch, but it got stuck in dev hell, so now we get nothing. Yeah, and with COVID, it's probably on hold anyway. Clem says Shadow of Mordor. No, I don't like. That's another Ubisoft tragedy. No thanks. I did not like Shadow of Mordor at all. I did play it. In fact, I think I streamed it on Twitch when I played it. And it was not my cup of tea. Most Ubisoft games are not for me. Far Cry 5 was okay. Ghost Recon Wildlands is my favorite shooter of all time, right up there with Battlefield 3, which was my favorite shooter of all time until Wildlands showed up. Breakpoint's going to go up there as a good one. Assassin's Creed I don't like. Immortals Phoenix Rising is like Assassin's Creed but less annoying, so we'll see if I end up liking that one. I need to get into it. I need to get my teeth into it. And matter of fact, maybe tomorrow we'll play Immortals Phoenix Rising. We'll pick that back up. And if I can do 2 streams, maybe we'll do Nier Replicant as well. Let's see. Yeah, so for whatever reason, Shadow of Mordor just screamed shovelware. We're going to shove a bunch of DLC down your throat, and the gameplay was just kind of thrown together and not like I'm playing as Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. It's just, no. That game is not my cup of tea at all. It just did not. And it's funny because one of my boys from high school put me onto it, and I got why he thought I would like it because there are elements of that game that I really like, and then it was just like, nah, this ain't the thing. Bag timing, I think. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just you could take it to the bank. If Ubisoft made the game, I probably don't like it that much. Again, save for Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint, and so far Phoenix Rising's okay. Not ready to sell one of my children on Craigslist for it, but it's all right. I know there's something else Ubisoft makes that I really like, and I just can't think of what it is. Some point it'll come to me. And don't get me wrong, Shadow of Mordor is not a bad game at all. At least I didn't think it was bad. It just, again, I think if I remember correct, because it's been a long time since I played it too, but I think my primary beef was similar to what I hate about Assassin's Creed. Let me be clear, because I've been crapping on, not crapping, but I've been not too fond of Assassin's Creed. I'm talking about the modern ones. Assassin's Creed 2, I played years ago and really enjoyed that. Got all the achievements on Xbox 360. I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 2. Never played 3. Never played Black. Oh, I did play Black Flag for 5 minutes, and I was like, this is fine. I'm out. Because I didn't own it. I didn't have the Xbox One to play it on. My friend did. My friend Patrick, who you guys have seen on the show before, who we'll have here sooner than later again. But yeah, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Tim Sterling says Splinter Cell. No, I hate hide and seek games. Hate them. Hate them. I endure Metal Gear Solid because it's Kojima, and the original Metal Gear is one of my favorite games of all. You know what I need to play is Metal Gear 2. I've never beaten that game, and I own it. The actual Metal Gear 2, not Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear 2. Because original Metal Gear is at the time of this recording, it is officially my second favorite game of all time. That's going to change. Pretty sure Nier Automata is going to go to the top of the list and bump everything down. Pretty sure Axiom Verge is going to take Metroid slot, and then Metroid and Metal Gear will go to the 3 and 4 instead of the 1 and the 2. But it's still in my top 10. Should play Metal Gear 2. But what I don't like about what was the game you just mentioned? Splinter Cell is the sneak around hide and seek. Now, the Splinter Cell game that I did like, Splinter Cell Conviction. I do want to go back and finish that. That game had some fun to it, and I want to see if it stays fun all the way through. Ubisoft made Chessmaster 10. Best chess. Okay, Chessmaster 10. That's cool. I need to look into that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ubisoft made games back in the day that I loved, and I just don't remember that they were the developer or the publisher behind it. Did I tell you if I played Deus Ex? Yeah, it was boring as shit. I don't remember which one I played. It was one of the ones on Xbox 360 that I think got ported over to the Xbox One, and I think I either played it at, I think I downloaded it on PlayStation 4 years ago, and I couldn't get through the damn tutorial. I was like, this is boring as shit. Who's playing this shit? It felt like a boring ass, like at least Mass Effect, as much as I crap on BioWare for not being able to make a damn RPG, like at least the story's interesting and the combat's fun at times, even though the AI is terrible in that game. But Deus Ex was like a boring ass Mass Effect that I just wasn't interested in playing. Could not get into that game. Tim Sterling says, I love Battlefield 3. I play that almost 3-4 times. Damn. Yeah, I almost streamed that today. I almost streamed doing multiplayer Battlefield 3, but I was like, ain't nobody's gonna want to watch Battlefield 3, and I suck at it right now, so nobody's gonna want to watch me suck at it. I need to start playing it behind the scenes and get good at it again. Because I was actually, I don't know that I was ranked, but I played on a couple ranked teams, and they weren't mad that I was there. In fact, they invited one clan, which was actually military guys. They invited me to join their clan. They're like, hey, you were pretty good on our team, man. Appreciate you spotting those targets for us. You want to join a clan? I was like, if I had the time, brother, I'd do it. I said, but I'm running a billionaire's business, and I got a kid, so I only had one kid at the time. So I don't have the time, because they did training. They would get together and train in the game. They took it really seriously, and I just didn't have the time. But I was all right at it. I got pretty good because I spent a lot of. That was one of the first games I'd ever spent over 100 hours on, just like grinding and grinding. And I was reeling from just chronic PTSD, undiagnosed at the time. Definitely have the diagnosis now, but it was an escape that took me back to war in healthy ways. You know, the teamwork, the camaraderie, because I was playing with guys oftentimes that I had met on the internet and was having some fun with. It was fun. Also played Bad Company. Yep, it's on the list, man. I'll get there. Super says they made 11 of them. It doesn't cheat. It just don't like the way game increases difficulty. Made 11. Oh, you're talking about Chessmaster. The people on there are good, man. Not a rushed game. Yeah. Battlefield 3 at the time was the best shooter I had ever seen. It just, man, that game is. It just, I have never played a competitive shooter that has better maps than that. Those maps are gloriously delicious. I played 4, didn't like it that much at all. But 3, the maps, God, those maps in 3 are gloriously fun to play. And then you get the aircraft, I mean, like a F-15 blowing up. It's great. So fucking good, man. Really enjoyed that game. Taking me back to 2007? That was a long time ago. Or I guess 2009. It's probably... No? Yeah, I can't remember. Somewhere in there. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's bedtime. It's not really 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 minutes later than when I said it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Either way, I love you guys. We are stronger than I will probably be back tomorrow, and if I am, I'll see you then. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Love you much. Peace.